What's up, everybody? My name is Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach. Here to talk about the question: is porn cheating? That's my question. You have the answer. So, what do you think? Is porn cheating? If you want to come on here and share your story, if you want to argue or debate with me, happy to do that. If you want to talk about how you might have been betrayed by somebody who watches porn or has had an affair, if you want to share your struggle with pornography and you might be trying to stop, I'm here for that. Whatever it is, the question is porn cheating? And it'll take us to some crazy places tonight, I promise you. It usually does. It never doesn't, right? Where are the regulars at? Josie says yes. Josie says yes. She agrees. Porn is cheating. Okay. I'm going to do a poll. Gift vote. What's a gift vote? I don't want to do that. I just want to do a poll. Is porn cheating? Yes or no? Up there. Vote in the poll. The little blue box. Oh, it's only a 1 minute poll. What's the difference of being at a hotel, watching a woman get it on, or watching it on a video? I don't know. What is the difference? Do you think there's a difference, Lisa? Can you explain what porn does to the psychological mind? I don't know what you mean by that, the psychological mind, but I'm gonna. I know the answer to that question, but I'm gonna ask my friend to answer that question. My friend ChatGPT. What does pornography do to the psychological mind? The effects of pornography on the psychological mind vary depending on individual factors such as frequency of consumption, personal values, and context. Here is an overview of some of the potential psychological impacts. Number 1, desensitization and tolerance. Regular consumption can lead to reduced sensitivity to sexual stimuli, requiring more explicit content for arousal. This might affect real-life relationships and sexual satisfaction. I do know how to use Google. Yeah. Altered perception of reality. Pornography often portrays unrealistic sexual scenarios which can distort expectations about physical appearance, sexual performance, and intimacy. Addictive-like behavior. For some, excessive pornography use can lead to compulsive behaviors similar to addiction, causing negative impacts on mental health, relationships, and daily functioning. Number 5, impact on relationships. Unrealistic standards or comparisons to partners can create dissatisfaction or emotional distance in intimate relationships. I could go on, but those are some of the effects of pornography. What about battery-operated boyfriends cheating? I've never heard that term before. Oh, I'd say it can be. What was the poll result? I don't know. What was the poll result? I'll find it here. Hey there, what's going on, Becca?
So I never thought I would do a live.
And here you
Um,
are.
right. Um, I have mixed feelings about, corn and the way that things are. Um, for example, I guess I'll open up.
Okay.
So my significant other, we've been together for on and off 8 years. I was a cheater, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's not, but he does watch corn a lot and he does, I guess do the thing a lot.
What,
um,
masturbate?
yes, I don't feel comfortable
Okay.
saying that on live.
Okay.
um, but I feel like that it's not cheating, but I feel like I may also be in the wrong, seeing a lot of TikTok videos and seeing I just don't think like it is cheating only because like you can stare at something but you're not physically touching it, and his loyalty, the way that he's been loyal to me and the way that I have not, um I really do feel like it's not cheating because I do rather him be at home with me, but at the same time I do feel like a hypocrite and I feel really bad about it.
Yeah. All right. Then let me ask you this question. When does cheating begin?
And I'm going to come at me like from my own perspective, not from my man. um I feel like cheating begins when it is emotional, not mental, not physical.
Okay. When it's emotional, not mental, not physical. What's the
Mhm.
difference between emotional and mental? And how would using pornography not fit into that category?
Um, well, I feel like that starts where you're talking about what the difference is between mental, emotional, and physical. So I'm gonna just go with the emotional side. When feelings are now inter like accepted between one and another, and I feel like that's where the cheating begins. Um, from like I guess like the mental side, that's where I think like that's where the corn comes in because I feel like
Okay.
it's more of
So,
a mental
so
effect.
yeah, I don't, I know what the words mean, but I don't understand the difference, like, because it's very
Hmm.
intangible. What do you mean? Like, what type of thought might indicate that cheating has occurred?
That's the emotional side is when you start feeling for one person to another feelings wise.
Okay. So when you start feeling a certain way towards another person who's not your partner.
Correct.
Okay.
Or it's kind of like the vibe, like when the conversations mix, when the emotions mix, and then that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. So if you're watching another person have sex on a screen, what thoughts do you think a person is having?
See, now I want to come in with my own perspective. It's because I have watched myself, and it has nothing to do with me, like having anything to do with the person on the screen. It's just about getting the arousal.
Then why don't
Ask
you
me
just watch it?
questions.
I trust me, I will.
I
Why not just stare at a picture of a light bulb then?
mean, it's possible. I like,
I
I
know
mean,
it's
it's
possible. I'm asking
possible.
why not do
Yeah.
that? If there's no connection between you and the person on the screen, why not stare at a light bulb?
See, that's where the physical comes in. And that's where you were asking earlier, like, what's the difference? Like, when you're touching someone, when you're feeling someone, when you're like grasping someone, I feel like that's where the physical comes in, and the brain does that at that physical level. See, I can watch it for like
Hold on,
two
hold on, hold
minutes.
on, hold on. I
Go
got
ahead.
you, and you're going down a very valid point. But also notice you're totally ignoring the train of thought that we're on. Excuse me, that we're on. If it's not emotional, why look at a person having sex on a screen if there's no connection between you and the person on the screen?
Because maybe I want, like, I guess, like when people like masturbate, right? Maybe I just want that quick finish and then that's it. It has nothing to do with me and the person on the screen at all. And it's kind
Then
of go
why?
back to
Then
like that
why?
question
Then
of the light
yeah,
bulb.
it'll go right back to that question. Then why look at that
Hmm.
person on the screen doing that thing?
What makes the person attracted to another, and what makes the person like more of a physical level at that level?
Well, it's not physical because porn's not a physical act, meaning you're not physically with the person, right? We can get to that part of the conversation.
Hmm.
But I just keep pointing you back to if it has nothing to do with a connection between you and the person on the screen, then why are you looking at that person on the screen?
I mean, that's where I feel like men and women are different. It's like just to kind of get that quick finish, that dopamine hit.
Yeah, we've established that already, but why by looking at that person?
It's kind of like when you masturbate and you're not looking at anything, it's kind of boring, right?
So why looking at that person? There's some sort of connection there, right?
I don't know. So, like, that's where I start also questioning myself because when I watch stuff like that, I don't go straight to the M to F. I literally go straight to the female to female. I know that's
Hmm.
kind of hard to grasp, but
I
I
I get
anytime
it.
I watch it, I don't watch it for another man. I watch it because sometimes I just like to see some drama. That's from a woman's perspective. I don't know how a man's is.
Well, but what do you think you're actually looking for there?
I got to think about that for a second. I honestly don't know.
What think about like love, connection, intimacy.
I feel like as a woman that love is dead, intimacy is dead. It's not like what you think like back when our grandparents used to see it. I don't see the same kind of concept where it's like one to one, you know? Like and that's where it's kind of like what's the difference between court and the difference between cheating? I know that's complicated.
Well, what do you mean love is dead?
I don't think like the way that like people make things like I don't think you can find the one. And I that may sound more like there's a word for it, but it's like where you don't see hope in finding actual love or intimacy. But it also cannot like I'm not gonna lie, it can also be low self esteem.
You don't think that's possible for anybody or for you?
For anybody, actually. I know my friends, for example, and they also don't have the best relationships. They've been stuck in it for a while. They can't get out of it. So for me, it's like it's for everybody, but I also include myself in that group.
All right. So and this is great, right? Again, I don't care what your perspective is. I just want to kind of see
It's a good
what's true for
conversation.
you. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you believe that love is not possible for anybody.
It's kind of like, and I'm gonna kind of think like a man's perspective. It's like, who are you settling, or do you really truly love this person?
No, I got it. But again, your belief is that you don't
Hmm.
think that love is possible for anybody and yourself.
Correct.
Okay.
Because
Do you think
yes, go ahead.
do you think that that's a do you think the evidence of well, where did you come to that conclusion that love is not
Um,
possible for anybody?
And see, now you're trying to dig down to my core wounds. I'm not gonna dismiss that because it does start with your parents.
Well,
It
here's the
starts with
thing.
your parents.
Totally. I'm not trying to do anything, but look, this whole is porn
You're
cheating
good.
thing is porn and sex addiction is not a porn and sex problem. It's a how you deal with life problem. So you're exactly right. The
Hmm.
porn is masking what's really going on the inside. So if you don't want to go there, you don't have to, obviously, but
No, you're
that's
good
the only
though.
place it ever goes, right? So
Correct.
your
You're
core
good.
wounds. Tell me more
Core
about that.
wounds, yes. I'm in therapy for that. I've been doing EMDR therapy,
Hmm.
which has been helping me because I have in my past, and I guess I'll open up to the public. I have in my past abuse, you know,
Hmm.
from, and it's not like physical abuse, it's not like anything like that. But my dad mentally and verbally abused me.
Hmm.
And to a lot of people, that doesn't matter because there's no wounds, there's no bruises, there's nothing on it, right? But it's because the way that even through my life, I literally, and oh my God, this is gonna sound so bad. It's literally like I've been dating my dad over and over, and it's because of my own self esteem, though, because I went through
Hmm.
with trauma. I have people telling me all the time, like, hey, you gotta stop living in the past. You gotta, like, get on with life. It's like you can't stop. And at the same time, it does stop me because even in my own relationships, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it
Yeah.
over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And that's not uncommon. I mean, most people do that. We tend to relive the trauma from our past because it's familiar to us, right?
Correct.
On one hand, there's some safety in it because we grew
Hmm.
accustomed to it, but on the other hand, we really don't want it, but it's too scary to go live into something else.
It's kind of like PTSD. You fight or you flight.
Yeah.
And it's very hard sometimes when you're in between that. So to
Yeah.
me, I guess you can say it's my own mental issues why I have this personal belief or perspective. But at the same time, it's like I even with everyone around me, I see the same things. And maybe it's the people I'm surrounding myself with. Like I'm not gonna say like I'm not unaware, but it's so hard to get out of that cycle.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that. Do you think like, again, we've been talking for 5 minutes.
You're good.
But do you think that, there might be a connection there with your core belief that love is not possible, rooted in, how your dad treated you growing up, and then you're kind of escaping to porn just to feel good, feel some sort of sexual arousal in a way that maybe you're, I'm going to use the word afraid because there's usually a fear there, right? You're too afraid to risk going and truly diving into a loving relationship with somebody.
So I wanna kind of like separate the two there because I really do feel like when it comes to like I'm gonna just call it corn, by the way. When it
Hmm.
comes to corn, I don't feel anything. But when it comes to like love and intimacy and like the things that I want, that's a completely different, more of like the mental like PTSD and watching it over and over again, like happening in my life. See,
Yeah.
because I literally look at corn and I'm literally like, it doesn't mean anything. I don't care. These people are getting paid, they're making their living, it's 2 minutes on my end, but to them it can be a lot more.
Well, and
Go
I,
ahead.
I, I won't disagree with you on that, that it may not mean anything to you and like the thing that you're seeing. However, what it could mean is, again, escaping the wounds of the past. Maybe that's what it means for you.
I've never been a physical person. To me, like, and if you don't mind, if I can take a little more time,
Hmm.
to me, like, um, sex isn't a big thing to me at
Hmm.
all. It's never been a big thing to me. When I lost my virginity, and I'm going to say this, I lost it at 14. It wasn't because I was sexually attracted to this person. It was because I just wanted to feel loved. I just wanted to
Hmm.
feel like I meant something to someone. In
Yeah.
reality, that person still ended up leaving me. He still ended up cheating on me. And I'm gonna, because I have like a lot of dark humor, I'm gonna throw this in there. The guy that I lost my virginity to, actually, my dad dated his aunt back in the past. It's so weird, I know. Fun fact. But I just like it. It's like it's never like even if I watch like corn, for example, right? It's never been like that to me. I just want to feel loved, type
Hmm.
deal, and that's where I feel like that core wound belief is at.
Yeah. Well, and that's at the that undergirds every conversation that human beings have is the desire to be seen, known, and loved. Right? That's like why we do everything, is because we want to be loved.
Correct.
And you've got a
Correct.
wound there. And then,
Correct.
you know, when you had sex for the first time, again, I'm not saying this is true, but it's like you didn't find love there either.
Correct.
You found
And
sex, and that didn't satisfy the core wound either.
see, that was over 12 years ago. So
Hmm.
being 26 versus when I was like 13, 14 years old, the fact that it still lingers, like,
Yeah, totally. Well,
thank you, by the way. Thank you for letting me on your live and thank you for letting me
yeah,
share. I'm glad we can have a decent conversation without, having to go back and forth like you're wrong, I'm wrong. And I appreciate your live and thank you for
well, yeah,
everything that you do.
totally. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be right or wrong. I just like bringing truth to the light, right? That's what it's all about.
Correct.
Um, I I I think that
Different
there's something there.
perspectives,
Well, totally. I
you
think
know?
there's something there though
Yeah.
with it's not the porn. It's what are you actually trying to satisfy by watching the porn?
And I think that's where like your whole conversation about if porn is cheating, like maybe there's more underlining wounds to that compared to be like, is it cheating or is it like different perspectives? So that's why I've never been against you. I'm like, oh my God, you're so wrong. Like I'm not that type of person. Everyone has their own, perspectives and the way that they live. But I guess like one of the biggest things that I always wanted to point out, because I've been watching you for quite a while, is that different perspectives and there's more underlining wounds, just like myself, versus like, hey, is it just cheating in general? You're right,
Yeah.
there's other stuff there.
Yeah, and the cheating thing, I mean, again, my assertion, you probably heard me say it, is if you've agreed
Hmm.
with another person that you're only going to be committed to one another sexually, if you're using other people for your sexual pleasure, then that would be going against that agreement, which is therefore
Hmm.
cheating.
Do you want to get
So
into
just
that if you have time?
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So for example, everyone, I'm going to just be straight up. I'm the one that's the cheater in my relationship. I'm
Yeah.
lucky enough that my man is still willing to forgive me and he
And
goes through the
can you be
mental
more specific?
anguish
Did you physically cheat with somebody else?
multiple times. It's my baby
Okay.
daddy. Um,
Okay.
and I've told my man every time because I did have that guilty conscience. I did have the guilty conscience, like, I'm the one doing wrong. I don't know what's wrong with me. I am so sorry. But again, at the end of the day, it led to those core wounds. It led
Hmm.
to the core wounds. It had nothing to do with my man and how physically attractive he was or he is. Like, had nothing to do with that. It's just like it's like trauma bonds, I
Hmm.
guess. You know what I mean? And yes, I do have PTSD. I think I mentioned the PTSD earlier. Sorry, I'm looking at the comment.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, two things can be true. It can be cheating, and the reason
Mhm.
why is it could be some sort of trauma bond, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But when you ask me why I cheated, that goes back into my own personal relationship with my man. What was he doing wrong? Why did I feel that need to not trust in him to go and cheat? You know?
Hmm.
And
Well, yeah, but
you know,
I would assert
go
that it's
ahead.
never somebody else's
Fault,
fault
of
for the other
course.
person cheating, right?
Of course. Of course. It's
Yeah.
never the other person's fault. It's and I won't make that 100% clear.
Yeah.
It's our own personal fault.
Yeah.
And that's again core wounds therapy, things like
Yeah.
that sort. But if you really want to ask me the reason like why I cheated, and I'm gonna like point this to most biological men out there. The reason that women cheat, in my opinion, is because something is wrong in the marriage, something is wrong in the relationship. Your woman is obviously not happy. And I'll give you examples for mine. My man would come home and be like, and I don't blame him. He's just he would come home just angry, and every time I try to talk, it's like he was the one who had the complete dominance like of the conversation. Like, I know this because X, Y, and Z. I'm right because I went through it. I'm right because X, and I got sick of it, and I was just like, I just want my freedom. I just wanted my freedom for just a little bit, for someone to tell me like I'm not wrong. And I really feel like, and I'm not blaming him on why I cheated. I just blame the fact that maybe you weren't treating me correctly and maybe I am in the wrong relationship type deal. And
Yeah.
that's where I was like, I'm going to take my 5 minutes of freedom and I'm going to go fuck around and find out,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Well, yeah. And
Go
you
ahead.
didn't have to do that, right?
Correct. Correct. You're right.
Like what else could you have done?
Um, I could have went and found myself. I could have went for a jog. I could have went to go look at nature. I could have done things like that. But feeling like my self esteem is tarnished in general by the relationship, by not having my freedom, by him thinking I'm always doing something wrong. Again, I'm not blaming him. It's just like
Communicate.
being
That's the answer, Ray.
correct.
Communicate.
Yes.
You could have
Yes.
communicated, right? Just like when
Correct.
guys think that watching porn is the only option, they could have
Hmm.
communicated, right? Try a new conversation.
The thing is at least with my man, like it's so hard to, because he will just flip on me and it becomes an all out yelling, going back and forth, going like, hey, like you're the problem. He's telling me I'm the problem and I'm over here like, listen to me, and then he shuts me down type deal.
Hmm. And you guys are just dating, like BFGF?
I mean, let me I guess start from the beginning. I have a child with my baby daddy, obviously, but we've been together since my child was 8 years old. Um, it's a complicated scenario. I got pregnant with this guy. I really didn't know that it was his kid. Um, he knocked up another girl 3 months later. I put him on child support, got the DNA test, and it was his kid. He continued to still date that girl. That he cheated on that girl with me, and they ended up breaking up. And at that point, like I was already in another relationship with my current man, which we've been on and off 8 years, obviously for problems. So that's where it all kind of began. It's not like this is a fresh new relationship. Like, yes, we're BFGF, but marriage has never really been on the table because of finances, I guess, and also
That's not
to
the reason why. That's not the reason why. Money's never the
you're
issue.
correct. You're
Yeah,
correct.
I
That's
know.
that's what I was about to go into. He
Yeah.
doesn't think I'm trustworthy to be married to, and I don't think he's trustworthy. And I saw this on your live the other night because I was a breadwinner, and he's never been the breadwinner. And I always thought that
What
I
up,
could do
D?
better. Go ahead.
Sorry. Sorry, saying hi to someone. Good.
Oh, you're good. No, it's like I was the breadwinner all these years, and he really just he tried to do as much as he could, but he wasn't mentally able to because, not gonna lie, like he has some problems with him mentally, physically, emotionally. And the reason why we never got married is because like I don't think like he's the person for me, and he's never got married to me because I'm quote unquote untrustworthy. I'm gonna cheat on him. It's never gonna end right, and it's just a back and forth thing. But we have that trauma bond where we can't let each other go at this point.
Yeah, you can. You just don't want to. Of
I don't, because it will mess up my entire finances. It will mess up everything about my life,
course. Yeah, you're
and I'm
getting
scared.
secondary gains. Yeah, you're scared. You can do it. You just don't
Correct.
want to. It just
Correct.
seems hard, right? And I'm not
Correct.
minimizing it, right?
No,
I get that it's hard. Yeah, there's a lot
it,
going on here, and nobody
yeah.
trusts anybody. Everyone's sleeping with each other, having kids with other people, and child
Tell
support
me
and all
about
that. Like,
it.
so here's the thing: porn is the least of your concerns. Here, my assertion would be
Yeah.
that it's classic, right? Whether you're a man or a woman, you're using porn to just run away from your problems, to feel good momentarily, so you don't have to deal with all this shit.
And he's using that against me in this situation because he's the one that does it. I don't really do it too often.
Yeah. Well, so you both do it.
I do it every once in a while, like very like
So you both do it.
yeah, but he doesn't
Yeah.
want.
It's like who's the worst alcoholic, right?
Oh, don't even get me started about that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that that's in play too. Well, look, how's the finger pointing
Yeah.
game working for you guys?
Oh, terribly, and I will give you
Terribly.
that.
Yeah,
Terribly.
yeah. So here's the thing, right? Again, the porn, and I love you having this conversation,
Mhm,
right? The porn is
mhm,
is the symptom of another problem, or in this case, a bunch of other problems, right? And it can be so easy to talk about porn. Is porn cheating or not? Well, like you
mhm.
put a lot of stuff here on display, obviously. So the question is like, what's it going to take to disrupt these patterns in your life, right? Don't answer that. I mean, there's not a simple answer to it,
I'm
right?
gonna.
But that's
I'm
what's at
just.
play here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, totally. But I would say, you how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So, okay, well, what's required here? I get that money's an issue. If somebody needs to go out on their own, great. But you guys don't
Mhm.
trust each other. It's basically impossible to keep this thing going or
And
to,
see,
to,
that's
to make
another.
it something that actually works.
And see, that's another thing that I think about constantly, and I'm glad you said that. I literally think like the way that I grew up, obviously, like I really do think like sometimes, even though you've been through the worst of the worst and the most toxic of the toxic, like for some reason, I still have the belief like it's gonna work out. Like for some reason.
Well, and that's again, I'm not saying I'm right, but what that
No, I
typically
want to hear you.
is
You're good.
yeah, it typically is something like, you're replaying that trauma of your past. I'm going to continue staying around because I think my dad might finally be the dad who I wanted him to be.
Oh God, that hits.
Yeah.
That fucking hits.
Yeah. Sorry, but you're welcome.
No, you're good. No, you. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
it's like that's what you're trying to play out is I'm going to stay in this pain for so long because I just hope that it's magically going to get better. It that's hope
Magically,
is
or it's
great.
like, are we gonna fight for it? And see, like that's where my PTSD comes in, fight or flight.
Yeah. So hope is great,
Hmm.
but hope is not a strategy, right?
Correct.
Hoping that somebody's going to just all of a sudden change when the evidence clearly suggests otherwise. Okay, well, you gotta just evaluate. Where are we going with this? So
Correct. And then, and you just saying that kind of also hits me. It's because, like, do I have hope in myself type
yeah,
deal to go one way of like, oh my God, it's going to work out, or oh my God, I should leave, And it's like, am I going to have hope in myself for that
right.
conversation or that time?
Well, here's the thing: is oftentimes we don't make a decision because we're trying to make the perfect decision, have the perfect outcome. But really, all that needs to happen is we need to make the next best decision. What is the next best decision you need to make to get a little bit more safety, a little bit more stability, a little bit more trust in your life, right? Make that decision and then make another
Correct.
courageous decision and then make another one. And that gets addicting when you start
Can
making
can you
meaningful
tell me like
change.
how do I start getting out of, like, I guess, I'm asking your advice at this point. How do
Yeah.
I stop being scared?
Yeah. Well, how do you stop being scared? I mean, the easy, obvious answer is whatever the hard thing is you need to do that is going to hurt and be painful, do it anyways, because it needs to happen.
And I guess I'll go on like one more thing here.
Hmm.
I think that's another PTSD thing. Like, I'm very scared of that pain again. I felt it before. I felt it when I got pregnant. My ex-boyfriend left me because he wasn't the dad. My baby daddy left me and made me struggle on my own. And I swear to myself, like, I never would want to ever feel that pain again. And because I've said that to myself, like, I haven't been in this relationship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm scared.
Well, look, here's a
You're
question.
good.
Will you ever be
Hmm.
betrayed by anybody ever again in your life?
I will. I know I will.
Okay.
That's for everybody.
Yes, you will. Now, there'll be big betrayals and little betrayals. You will 100% guaranteed, I promise you. You will be betrayed
Hmm.
and it will hurt. So the question, or it's not about trying to not experience pain again. It's about learning to be with the pain and still move through in life because you got to live. Because surviving is better
Correct.
than not surviving 100% of the time, in my opinion.
And I keep downplaying that time where I actually did do it. And
Yeah,
now
here's
I'm
the thing though.
here.
You've been
Yeah,
playing a game of survival up until this point.
correct.
Thriving is a better game to play, in my opinion. So, what would it take for you to live a thriving game for your life while risking getting hurt and still moving forward because you need to thrive in life because there's only one of you on this planet who's designed to do exactly what you're supposed to do. And the world needs you to do that. And maybe you're not doing that to your fullest potential.
Correct. Correct. You're right there. I used to sell $75,000 cars. I used to be a car salesman or woman. And now I literally took myself down to working a base salary job.
There you go.
And the simple answer to your question is being single again.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you can do hard things, right? And you
Yeah,
will have to do hard things. You got a kid that depends on you, right? You
correct.
got a lot going on. So,
And especially when you bring her up, it's like I don't want her to relive the same things that I did. So
yeah.
you're 100% right there.
Yeah.
But
All right.
anyways,
Well,
I really
thanks
did
for sharing.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up heading out. I'll probably be in the chat for a bit, but thank you again for hearing me out, and
Yeah.
I again appreciate you for all that you do. You have a good
Yeah.
evening.
Sounds good. You too. Nice chatting. Bye bye. I like to wax my starfish. What does that one mean again? Oh, I get it, I think. I don't know. Dylan, what's up, man? Hello. Hey, you're on TikTok talking about porn. Dylan, you there? Dylan. Dylan. Hey, will you guys like and share? Like and share, people? Like and share? Where are the regulars at tonight? They're not here. Hey there,
Hey,
what's going on, man?
not much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Not much. I just saw your discussion as I was scrolling through TikTok, and I really had some thoughts here.
Okay.
So I think your basic
Well, there they
entry
are.
level.
Rosie Dukes, Trina, what's up? All right, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think your basic question is kind of interesting because it's a little bit more nuanced than that. And it definitely depends on like where you came from, like what your beliefs are and things like that. So I I think I'm going to come from a couple different perspectives here. Um, it depends on your relationship and what you're trying to fulfill from watching porn. Some people get married and they've never had, sex before. They waited till marriage, or they don't have a lot of experience and things like that. So they watch it to get ideas or to learn or to get to know more about it so that they can do those things with their partner in marriage, right? So there's one side of the coin. And then the other side of the coin is some people are watching porn to fulfill something that they're not getting from their partner. And that and it's and that in itself is cheating because they're going somewhere else to get their feelings fulfilled from something that is not their partner, and they um, sometimes they haven't talked about it, they haven't communicated, they're hiding it from their partner, stuff like that. That in itself is cheating. But then there's the other standpoint as well of religion or faith, or wherever you come from. I was raised Christian, and so anything that's outside of your marriage um, that doesn't actually benefit, that have good or things like that, it goes against what God wanted, what He intended for your marriage to be like, and stuff like that. And so that stuff in itself is not good, and it is bad, and it could correlate as cheating. And there's so many other reasons in health and health perspectives and stuff like that that dictate, um, why porn is bad. There are things in there that also talk about why porn can be good. I think it just depends on what perspective we're trying to talk about, if that makes sense.
Got it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just asked ChatGPT what it means to wax your starfish. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So well put. Do you watch porn?
I don't know. I don't watch porn. When I was younger, I will admit that was something that I did in the past until I learned more about some of the health effects, what it could do to my body, how it could affect my relationships, and things like that. And I, made the decision that wasn't something that I wanted to do if I wanted to have a healthy, long-lasting relationship. And now I'm getting married in March, so
Let's go. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. When? How long has it been since you stopped watching porn?
It's been about like 2 to 2.5 years, I'd probably say.
Okay. Cool. So you're smooth sailing. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. 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 That's awesome. Have you had conversations with your fiance about it?
I have. I did tell her that was something that was a struggle in the past. She never understood it. It's kind of funny because, a lot of women never understand porn, but then they'll watch movies or whatever for the romance side of things that essentially are showing porn just without, the bits and pieces in the thing, but that part is fine. So it's kind of funny, but,
Yeah.
we have had conversations about it.
Yeah. Good, man. Well, good for you. How old are you?
21 or 22. I just turned 22 on the 5th.
Cool, man. Can I offer you advice?
Yeah.
I typically don't like to give advice, but as somebody who's been married a while to a young man getting married, first of all, good job. Second of all, it sounds like what you're wanting is a marriage that's just commitment between the two of you. Fight like hell to keep that in place, right? Because porn and other sexually tempting things will try to creep their way in.
Mm-hmm.
And so put up a good defense against that, right?
Yeah.
Great job for you being the age you are and being clean from it for 2.5 years or so. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And yes, and don't think that getting married, you're never going to have problems again with sexual temptation, both of you, right? So keep on fighting for your marriage.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were my thoughts. I don't know if people agree with me or disagree with me, but I wanted to have the conversation, and because I saw you pop up, so I appreciate you letting me on the live.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, man. Good chatting.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. So what does it mean to wax your starfish? I did ask ChatGPT this. The phrase wax your starfish is a colloquial and potentially euphemistic term. If taken literally, it could refer to a grooming practice, such as hair removal around a certain area. Starfish being a slang term for that area. Waxing in this context would involve using hot or cold wax to remove the hair. Who said that? Oh, hello, Krista. Then with the profile pic, I love it. Can you guys like and share? Let's make this live. Let's make this a huge live. All right. We've been down a little bit in numbers. Not that it's about numbers, it's about impact. But I want to get cooking. Okay, watch Bad Moms. You'll see someone get their starfish wax. I'm gonna ask. What else should I ask ChatGPT? What are the funniest terms for masturbation for a male? Oh, Faith, what's up? Oh no, we've detected. No, don't kick me off TikTok. Who wants to see that? Sorry, I'm acting like a 13-year-old boy right now. But somebody said wax your starfish, and I had to figure out what it meant. Please answer my question. How can I support my husband in not watching it anymore? He promised to stop. Well, what have you tried so far? Hey there, Kelsey, what's going on?
Hey, not much. Just enjoying the conversation that you've been having with a couple people.
Okay.
But okay, so I want to start this off with saying I don't think porn is cheating, in my own opinion. With that being said, I think it comes down to each individual and each relationship, right?
Yes, I agree.
And also, I do agree with what you guys have been saying, where sometimes watching, I mean, do I have to say corn? I'm kind of new to this live stuff.
I say porn.
Okay.
I also
I
say
think
waxing the
that,
starfish.
but yeah, that I've
Just
never
learn
heard that
that word.
before myself.
Neither have I.
But I do think that, some people might have underlying things that might lead them to doing that.
Most people
However,
do.
Like Freud said, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
I love
Sometimes
cigars.
porn is just a way to, meet your need.
Yeah, the problem is you're not dehumanizing another person when you're smoking a cigar. When you're viewing porn, you're reducing a person down to just their sexual value and you're taking them. It's like you're consuming the person. So it's different.
In your opinion, yeah. But to me, I think these people are doing this because they want to,
Okay,
and
well,
I'm
what would another
enjoying
opinion
them.
be about what someone's doing when they're watching porn?
What was that?
What would another opinion be on what you're doing when you're watching porn? How you're viewing people?
It's like an art form.
No, art is art. Porn is porn. Porn is erotic imagery, usually depicting an organ or multiple organs of a person with the erotic intent to arouse. It's categorically different than art.
But it's art. And I mean, what is acting?
What
That's
is
basically
acting?
what porn is. People are acting out sexual things.
It's not an act. They're actually having sex. When people are acting
But
in a
what I'm,
movie,
no,
they perform the scene and then they go home and the scene, like the thing in the scene never happened because it was fake. When you do certain things in porn, that still happened.
okay, so I guess what I was meaning, I was saying that more towards the art thing. Like acting's art, drawing's art.
Right, which is
So
different than
you're
porn.
saying real life things aren't art? That's what I'm saying.
No,
Like
I'm saying
to me,
art.
it's an
I'm
art
saying
form,
art and porn are categorically different.
in your opinion,
No,
right?
that's the definition. There was a Supreme Court case in like 1964 that decided that.
Well, I just think that people put too much thought into it. Like they look at it in a negative, from a negative aspect.
Why do you think that
When
is?
I watch porn, I don't think like I don't think I'm doing anything wrong.
Why do you think people look at it negatively?
Because of, honestly, I mean, I think it comes down to like how you were raised, your environment. Like some people brought up religion. I think that plays a part.
Okay, some people are raised at around age 10. They're given hardcore pornography to watch. Do you think that that's right?
No,
Why?
because their brain isn't fully developed,
Okay. Do you know when the
and that
male
could
brain is
affect
fully
them.
developed?
Huh?
Do you know when the male brain is fully developed?
I just have heard 25, but I don't know if that's different
Yeah,
than,
typically you'll hear 25 or 26. So then let me
yeah,
ask, do you think 20-year-old boys should be given hardcore pornography to watch?
be given.
Yes, just like I said with the 10-year-olds.
I mean, I think that when you're 10 years old, most people haven't even kissed somebody yet.
Well, hold
So
on,
it's
hold on,
different.
hold on. Your argument was that their brain isn't fully developed. So would the same hold true for 20-year-olds?
I guess I kind of caught myself there. No, I don't see it as being as bad if they're 20.
Well, why? Their brain isn't fully developed. Wouldn't it still be bad for them?
I think I misspoke there. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything about the brain being fully developed.
Okay, then we'll take that one back. Then why should we not give pornography to 10-year-olds? Why should we not have 10-year-olds watch hardcore pornography? Or maybe you think we should. I don't know.
No, I don't. I'm trying to
Okay.
think of how I want to say this.
Go with the most obvious answer.
I mean, it's just one of those things where kids shouldn't be watching people have sex.
Okay. Okay. Well, or I'd say that's true. And kids shouldn't watch human beings degrade one another. It's degrading. Pornography is degrading.
Okay, let me level with you. Why do you think pornography is degrading?
Because sex is intended to be, and you'd probably agree, sex is designed to be an intimate, beautiful connection between two consenting human beings. Well, animals do it too, but two consenting adults in person. That's what sex is supposed to be. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
agree with that.
Yeah. So we live in this fantasy land where most teenage boys learn that sex is sitting in front of a screen, masturbating, pretending like they're doing all these heinous acts to another woman. And now they think that that's what sex is. So do you think that's a problem?
Now, let me clarify here. You said pretending, right?
Yes, pretending, because they're not actually having sex with the person. They're pretending. Fantasizing.
Okay.
Deviating from what it's supposed to be.
I mean, I can see your point there. Yeah.
Well, it's not just a point. Isn't it self-evident that sex is supposed to be an in-person act? Would you give me that one? Like, can you get pregnant by watching porn?
No.
Okay. So would you agree with that? We'll say that's my opinion. Would you agree that opinion, would you share that opinion that sex is supposed to be an in-person act?
Yeah.
Okay. Then why not just keep it that way?
But okay, so I do have a question here. What about masturbation? Right? Because people go to watch porn to masturbate, not to have sex.
I disagree. I don't think they go to porn to masturbate. I think that's what actually happens, but they typically go to it to avoid something else, to avoid some sort of pain or discomfort or anxiety or a conversation with their spouse or partner that they don't want to have.
Okay,
that's
so
why they
that's
go to
something that's something that you've deduced from your experiences.
Yes, dealing with thousands of people, walking them through pornography and sex addiction and affairs.
Now, can I ask you, you don't have to answer this, but can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Have you had a porn addiction before?
I watched porn for about 20 years, which escalated into physical cheating with my wife while I was still married to her. I'm still married. We've been married for 13 years. And after the physical affairs stopped, we've been able to restore our marriage into something beautiful. So yes, I've been to hell and back.
So I don't mean this disrespectfully, but do you think that your view on porn because of the decision that you chose to make is negative because of your life experience? In your own opinion, there's no right or wrong answer here.
No, I wouldn't say my view of porn is necessarily negative. I think the question is it a useful tool for a person or not? Does it lead towards more intimacy with real life human connections or less? And in my experience, yes, it did lead to less intimacy. And there's loads and loads of literature that support that as well.
Yeah, no, I get it. There's a lot of stuff, everything you're saying. Obviously, I didn't know the law or like the Supreme Court thing earlier. That was kind of interesting. But everything you're saying, you're using, facts to back it. I hear you there.
Yeah. I could just read all
But
these books to you. This is all I do. I
you
could
got
do
all
this
the
all
books.
night. Yep, got all the books here.
But I guess like I don't know.
What's
I
the point
feel
you're trying to
like-
prove? You're diehard about trying to convince me that your pornography use isn't a problem.
Oh no. I'm not trying to convince you of anything.
Okay.
I'm just telling you my opinion.
Okay. Well, what is your opinion? I haven't
My
heard it yet,
opinion
clearly.
is, depending on every human, there's a different reason as to why they are watching porn. And
Yeah,
for
we
me,
started with that, and I agree.
yeah, but let me finish, please. But me specifically, I don't watch porn because I have an underlying issue. I'm perfectly happy with my relationship, and he knows that I watch porn. Sometimes we watch it together. You know? So for me, it's not something that I look at and like I'm ashamed of, or I feel like I'm not getting something, or I have past traumas that I haven't dealt with. I have no negative connection.
So just in your spare time, sometimes you like to masturbate while watching other people have sex?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. That's cool, I guess. Hobbies. Drawing, sports, masturbating while watching other people have sex.
I mean, I get why, but see, the thing is, even though I feel that way, I totally understand what you're saying. Like, I can even kind of like empathize with it. Like, I get it. It's just for me, it's not weird. Like, if I was I would go to, I don't know if I can say this, an ORGI party and be fine watching it in real life
What
with
is
my
that?
partner.
What is RGI?
An orgy party, you know, like where there's
Oh,
multiple. I just didn't know if
ORGI.
I could say that. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, so you guys do that?
Have I done that? I haven't done that with this in this relationship, but we've talked about it. But I have done it in previous ones. Yes.
So you
maybe
not only,
that's-
and you just watch, or do you participate?
So I've done both.
Okay. So what's your view of relationships? Like when you're in a relationship with somebody, what are the rules or agreements that would constitute the relationship?
Loyalty,
All right,
communication.
hold on. Loyalty. How does having sex with strangers at sex parties fit into that loyalty value?
Well, I think I'm putting loyalty with like being honest. And so if I'm honest with my partner about what I'm into, and they know and they're okay with it and they're honest with me, that's
up
what I
in
mean about loyalty. Being loyal to one another. You know, trusting one another. Because trust is a big foundation. Now,
So you're in
if-
an open relationship. You're not monogamous.
Yeah, correct.
Got it. All right. Why don't you just say that?
Because you didn't ask, and this is about porn and cheating.
Yeah. So you're not monogamous. So that's it. So you have no expectation that you and your partner are only reserving one another for sexual pleasure.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Now, you know, if someone, but that's what I said earlier. Is I think it comes down to each relationship. You
It
know.
does, and that's what I
Yeah.
agreed to when you first came on here.
But
Right.
so what I'm saying
Sorry.
is,
Normally, it's funny because normally I go to that monogamy question way sooner, but for whatever reason I didn't with you. But that would have saved us about 10 minutes.
well, I won't keep it too much longer. But I'm just saying, like, I really think that even though the Supreme Court went against it, I think people
They didn't
making
go
love
against it. They didn't go against
or
it.
made a law or whatever.
There was a distinction between art and pornography. That's what happened in the Supreme Court, and that paved the way towards future cases where pornography has been able to be legislated in both ways. So
I just have one question before I leave. Sorry that I'm all over
Yeah.
the place. And this is I haven't done this very often, the whole live thing.
Yeah.
But you think if it wasn't for porn, in your own opinion, you think that you would have still cheated on your wife? Like, do you think it was the porn? That's
no,
why you cheated?
0% was the porn.
Yeah. All right. I totally get that. What do you think the reason was? You guys just like, what was your underlying reason?
Yeah, my mom died in a plane crash when I was 5 years old, and I stuffed that shit down real hard until I was about 32 years old and tried to find love in all sorts of different places like porn and affairs, and it didn't work. And then my life came tumbling down, and I had to come face my life story and rebuild my life and my marriage.
And that's what you see a lot of past traumas in people that you talk to relating to porn addiction or porn or people watching porn.
There always is. There's always something.
Yeah. I'll have
How
to
about
do
there's
more
something
research.
for you too?
I honestly, I'm not trying to be coy here. I don't have, I've dealt with my traumas.
Okay. That's what I used to say too.
Well, it took
Maybe you
me a
have.
long time.
I don't know you well enough. Yeah, I mean, it's not fair for me to say you have or haven't, right? But yeah.
Yeah, it's something I'll definitely, look into and think more about. So
Yeah.
I appreciate this conversation. I'm not to sound ignorant, but how do I get off this call without leaving?
I'll kick you off. Don't worry.
Okay.
Thanks for chatting. Bye bye.
Have a
Oh, okay. Here's a new one. Polishing the pole. Haven't heard that one before. What's up, that kid? Angela, I saw you out there. Danielle. What's going on? Next time just tell me you're polyamorous. Sorry, it's on me. I should have asked. Hey there, what's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Is this sorry. Yeah, what's up?
So I want to say like, corn is actually cheating. Then I think like everybody should know that it is bad for everyone. There's no like excuse. But like as for me, I think like I'm an addict. Like I'm 18 years old. As a guy, so like, how do us guys and men stop watching corn, because even younger guys are even influenced by it, and it destroys our mind, because to me I watch it because of pleasure. So like whenever I see like a pretty girl that I find attractive, I tend to have like some fantasies. So like I want to stop seeing girls like that. So what advice do you have?
How do you do that? All right. Well, how do you view? Well, you said you're 18.
Yes.
Okay. When did you start watching porn?
I got influenced by my friends like since 15. Then I started like watching. Then I keep stopping. I telling myself to stop. Then I get back to it again, and I stop. It's like it keeps going on and on.
Mm-hmm. How often do you do it? How many times a week or a month?
Around once a day.
Every day. Okay. All right. Are there patterns in which you notice that you're doing it, like same time every day, or you're always anxious or stressed or something, or you need to do it before you go to bed?
I always do it like after school.
After school. Okay. All right. So here's the question is, what do you think you'd rather do instead of watch porn and masturbate?
I think like I rather like work out or play games with my friends or go out with my friends. Anything that is just better than watching it.
Yeah, like anything else. Okay. Well, there's really like two paths to go here. One is behavior modification, which is changing your routine so that if you have this habit of every day you get home from school and you go watch porn and masturbate, change the routine, right? Do something different.
Yes.
And the second is diving into the root, the reason why you're watching it. So, what happened, what was going on when you were 15 or whatever, and you were exposed to it. Where were your parents? What type of messages did you learn about sex, sexuality, relationships? And who else are you having conversation with about these things? Who in your life knows that you're struggling with this and that you want something different?
I don't really talk to anyone about it. I just mostly kept it to myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
because I feel like it's kind of embarrassing, and I know it's bad, but it's so hard to stop it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so there's a shame response there, right? So the fact that you're watching porn and masturbating, you feel shame over it. Is that fair?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, does anybody else in your life know that you're struggling with this besides me and all your new friends on TikTok?
No one.
Okay. Well, good job. Thanks for sharing. Right? You can't change what you don't name. And shame festers in the darkness, but it can't stand being spoken to the light. So when you speak things
Yes.
to the light, now you can do something with it. You can change it. You can work on it. Right? So for you at your age especially, I would recommend like reading, educating on the issue, pornography, sex addiction, sexuality, like what are you wanting, relationships, like are you desiring a romantic relationship, what's standing between you and moving towards that, and doing a little bit of soul searching as like what benefit are you getting from pornography? Because you are getting one or many. You're getting a benefit.
Yes.
It's what would you think, what would you say the benefits are that you're getting from pornography?
I would just say it's just temporary pleasure, because I know like watching it, because why am I watching like another man getting laid when I could um get laid myself? So
Do you think
it's
you
kind
can?
of not really.
Okay. Well, maybe that's why. Right? There's a limiting belief there that says something like I'm not good enough. Or I'm not attractive, or women won't want me. I am unwanted. I am undesirable. Does any of
Yes.
that land with you?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So right there, man, it's like unwinding that narrative. Where did that start? And when you're using pornography, you're reinforcing that narrative in your life,
Yes.
right? I'd recommend reading this book called Unwanted by Jay Stringer. Take a screenshot of that.
Yes, done.
Okay. And start there, man. And then find community. Find a place where you can be surrounded by people who are moving in the same direction that you're wanting to go. Right? And be open about what's going on, just like you have here, man.
Yes, yes.
What are you thinking?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
But
All right,
I'll
man.
try my best.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you for
yeah.
explaining.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Yeah, find a therapist, a CSAT, coach, counselor. What's up, Cowboy Bunny Beep? All right. Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already. If you like my content. If you don't like my content, follow me anyways and come back sometime and argue with the people in my comments. Munch this 69. Was Munch this 68 taken?
Huh?
Was Munch this 68 taken?
What? No, I guess you know.
Hello.
Wow, this is stupid. I'm not gonna get it for me. No, it's fine.
Hello.
I'll get it. No, you. I wasn't even talking to you.
You're on
Daddy,
TikTok
I'm sorry,
talking
Bobby.
about porn. Hello.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
I was not saying that you were stupid. You were I'm sorry. Okay. Jeez. What's the matter?
This could get real bad real fast.
Is there someone?
Hello.
Is that open?
Hello.
Hello. Is that open?
Hi, you're on TikTok talking about porn.
Okay. Do you want to go back over there?
You're gonna go with me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hmm?
Are you there?
No.
Not right now.
Hello? What does dub her mean? What does that mean?
There's you. Hmm? Okay, wait, hold on. What's the matter with you? You said word. Hmm? You what? I'm taking hits of like that. Okay.
Lunch this. Hello.
Right. So I'm going
Hello.
to. What was that?
Should I let this go or should I move on? Hello. Hello. You're on TikTok talking about porn. All right. Sorry, I can't. I feel like something like that has the potential to be like used as evidence someday. Okay. What did you do? Oh. Hey there, what's going on?
A lot of other elements that he's working on. He's
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to actually do that. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
My
okay.
fault.
All right, no
I
problem.
apologize. Thank you.
Gosh, what does TikTok do? They just trick people? Like you tap the screen and now you're on? All right, give me a follow, guys. Like this live. Let's get it up. Like and share, like and share, like and share. I got to go potty. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, I'm going to put my backup account on here too. Will you guys follow my backup account, please? So I can get that up to 1,000. Thank you. Ruined my whole stream. All right. Follow my backup account, please. Right there. Austin Hamilton. Follow that guy. No, Morg. Hey there, what's going on? Hello.
Hi.
Hey there, what's up? Oh, Munch this
Oh.
requested again. What's up?
Just watching your live. I've been following you for a while. And just, I guess, needing some advice.
Okay.
So I was married. I currently, well, it's been over a year. I filed for a divorce because when we had first gotten together, about 8 months into it, I found porn on his phone. You know, I freaked out because that was the first time I had ever seen that on somebody's phone. So I freaked out. I reached out to an older sibling of mine. She kind of walked me through it and then basically told me that I was crazy for being hurt over it. You know, everybody does it, it's a man thing. She even does it. So at that point, I felt totally invalidated with my feelings.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, maybe just let it go. But as the relationship went on, it got worse and it got worse. So then we had separated for about a year. He continued to use it. He had gotten into another relationship and he actually got her pregnant. About a year later, we got back together. I had asked him, okay, is this still going on? And, oh, I received the help I needed to. I've defeated it, and I was, obviously I still had the trust issues, but I wanted to believe in the best with him. So, we gave it another shot. We ended up getting married a year and a half later. We stayed married for about almost 10 years, but time duration passed and it just got uncontrollable for him, like to the point where he was doing it at work, but he was blaming other people for it instead of taking accountability for himself. To the point where, like, if he was at work and he'd be using it and I'd find it, because like it was even on, like, the Gmail was connected to our computer, so when I was on our home computer it would show me all his history. And it got to the point where he was lying so bad that he'd say, oh, it's because this person's connected to the same Wi-Fi and so their history is showing up as my history. And I'm like, how stupid do you think I am with this?
That's the worst technological argument I've ever heard.
Well, so then a little bit later, we're trying to buy a house. We ended up we had 3 kids. We ended up it came down to the part where we're like, okay, let's buy a house. Let's get, life going for our family and stuff. Well, so then I guess I realized that the problem with him was a lot bigger than it was just viewing it, because the people that we were talking to about a house told us, okay, your credit's just this far away from where it needs to be. Our best advice to you is to get a credit card. Just use it for, gas, groceries, pay it off the same month. Your credit will go skyrocket. So that's what we did. Well, we both promised each other gas. That was it. Well, I get a statement in the mail one day and I'm like, I don't use this card. Why are we getting a statement in the mail? So I get it. The credit limit was at $5,000 and $2,500 of it had been used. So it says on the statement, Apple, 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 more than 150 times. So I'm like, okay, what is all this? So I know it wasn't my phone, but because we're linked to the same contract, I called Apple. They said, well, we need both devices. He's not here at the moment. So I'm like, what do I do? They said, well, since you guys are on the same contract, we can send over kind of like a permission slip to his phone and it'll let us in his phone and it can tell us everything he's done. I'm like, oh, okay. So I contact him. He goes, okay, that's fine. I said, I will dispute all these charges. Little does he know it's going to tell me everything that was actually viewed. So the lady behind Apple even paused for a second. And she's like, oh. I'm like, I don't like the way that sounds. And she's telling me he's paying for chat rooms. He's paying for everything. And I'm writing everything down so that he can't turn it around and call me a liar. And so, he steps inside the house and me, obviously, I'm pissed off. I threw the notebook at him and I'm like, what the hell is all of this? And he's like, no, it's not my phone. I'm like, your phone is the only other one on our contract. Who else could it possibly be? Then he tried to blame it on our daughter. Well, she uses my phone. I'm like, you have a security password on your phone. How the hell is she getting on all of that? Well, what I figured out he was doing was while he was at work, he was downloading everything, and before he got home, he would undownload everything so that I wouldn't find it. And it was to the point where it was chat room after chat room. I mean, people that aren't even named after him and people who don't even look remotely like him. And I'm like, why are you, what's going on? So I had threatened to leave him, and that happened on a Saturday. That Saturday night, see, we were really, really big churchgoers. And so that Saturday night, I told him, "You can go to church tomorrow. I'm taking a break on this one." Well, he must have known that I was gonna actually go through with leaving him. So that Sunday, I went to work, came home, and he's crying to me, and I'm like, "Why are you crying? You're not the one hurting. Why are you crying?" And he's like, "Well, I made an appointment with a counselor at the church." And I said, "Regarding what?" He goes, "What's going on?" And I know maybe I should have felt okay, but that kind of made me angrier because I was like, why did it take this much for you to decide to get the help you think you need?
Hmm.
And so he asked me, "Can you support me in this and can you come with me?" And at first I said no, but then, I tried to think about it and I'm like, okay, let's go together. I want to hear what you have to tell him. I guess to me, it was more like, I want to see if you're going to tell this man the truth behind the problem you're having. So we go and, I went to a couple sessions with him, but I guess I didn't understand why he was going to the sessions because he wasn't really being truthful with them. He was just saying, "Oh, well, I feel like she judges me. I feel like, she's not understanding why I'm watching it. So it's her fault." And so, one day I did. I asked him, I said, "Can I ask you a personal question?" And he said, "What?" I said, "Why do you honestly run to it?" I said, "Because to me, there's a reason why you go to certain things that you're going to. If you're trying to deal with something in your life and you run to alcohol, it's because you're chasing the pain. Why are you running to this?" And, he had opened up to me about certain things that he had been through with his childhood. And I said, "Okay." I said, "That's what I needed to know." I said, "Now let me help you." I said, "But I need you to take accountability for what you're doing instead of blaming your kids for getting on your phone, instead of, everything else." Then he has a serious conversation about everything with his mother. And his mother's totally biased. She
So
pretty much tells,
Nate,
yes,
I'm totally tracking with you, and I'm so sorry you're going through this. Um, you said you wanted advice,
yes.
which I may or may not give you. But what are you? Are you divorced or you're getting divorced?
Oh no, it's been finalized.
Okay, all right. So what are you wanting advice on?
How to stop being so angry with it.
Okay, okay, yeah. Um, and if you want to finish the story, can you do that and just make it concise?
Yeah, so basically, long story short, I basically was told by her as well, there's nothing wrong with it, and I needed to pretty much act my age and get over it.
Okay. So it's the Wi-Fi's problem. It's your daughter's problem. It's your problem. Your
Everybody's
fault.
problem, but yes,
Everybody else's problem. Yeah. Did he
yes.
ever get actual help and be honest with
Mhm.
somebody?
Um, Not to my knowledge, no, because
Okay.
he quit counseling with the church after 3 sessions.
Yeah. Okay. And how long has it been since you guys are divorced?
It was finalized last year in January.
Okay. Like it's been almost 2 years.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. This whole making your guys' pictures me it is kind of weird, but whatever. Um. All right. So you're still angry and you're trying to deal with the anger.
Yes.
Okay. What are you angry about?
Um, I guess I'm angry because I feel like the screen was more than what I could ever be.
Hmm.
I guess because I gave you, we gave each other a life, beautiful children, and you would rather have that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to read you a definition of anger. Um, Anger is fundamentally advocacy or a right response to violation. Anger is the right response to a violation of boundaries. Okay. So first of all, anger's not bad. Anger turn towards rage or violence or aggression, that can be a problem, right? But
Right.
oftentimes we get shameful about being angry. It's like, oh, I shouldn't be angry,
Right.
right? So first of all, I just want to
Right.
say that, like, it's okay to be angry, and you should be angry. You got to process through that anger, and I know that's what your question is. How do you do that, right?
Right.
Well, what I would first ask you is, what have you tried?
I haven't. So when the divorce was finalized, I started going to counseling. And I guess I personally stopped because they told me things I kind of already knew. Like it took me a long time to accept that it wasn't me personally, and that it was, something to do with him. And so I guess for me, for the longest time, it was accepting that. You know, and I guess just, talking it out to people, trying to accept it, trying to just move on from it. But I guess like there's another part to me, like when I found out that he was starting to date other people, um, I at first it wasn't like, oh, jealousy care, it was I feel bad for her care. And I even, talked it over with my pastor's wife, and I was told, well, you can't tell her anything because then she's going to think you're jealous that she's with him. I'm like, I will never speak to her again then,
Yeah. Have you done any, like with your counseling and therapy or anything, have you done anything specifically focused on betrayal trauma?
A little bit, but not too much.
Okay. Well, I would suggest you consider doing something like that, like getting involved in some sort of specific betrayal trauma counseling or support. I have a support group for women who are going through betrayal trauma. I'm not trying to sell you on it, but we'd love to have you. But get some sort of intentional support for betrayal trauma. And something that specifically comes to mind, this is from a book called Facing Heartbreak,
Okay.
Steps to Recovery for Partners of Sex Addicts, on page 78, to write a letter to sex addiction.
Okay.
Write a letter to sex addiction, and basically how angry you are at sex addiction and just the whole concept of what you're dealing with him, right? And so the invitation here, it says to greet anger with skill. So to skillfully walk through unpacking your anger. All right. So there's tons of exercises you can do, but that's why I ask if you've done anything specifically for betrayal trauma, because there's a lot of tools out there that can help you.
Okay.
All right. So I'd recommend that, and I'd also recommend this book called The Betrayal Bind, which is a fantastic book, and there's a lot of stuff in this book about anger as well. And these books are linked in my resources page as well. Is that helpful?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, you're not crazy. And the anger, I mean, it's going to come and go. And it's a right response to a violation of boundaries. Do you have people in your life who like know everything about what you're dealing with and are walking through this with you?
So I did at first, when I spoke with certain family members about getting out of the situation, I was supportive. They rooted for me. They were happy for me for finally leaving it because it like mentally drained me. But then for some reason, when the divorce was like halfway finalized, they all switched and they went on his side. So I have friends that act more like family than what family do and stuff. So
Yeah.
yes and no.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So part of it as well is finding a supportive base for you to be able to walk this out with.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, take a look at those books, and again, I have groups
Definitely.
for both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. And it's so important to be in community, to share your story, to be supported by other people going through it. So if you're interested in that as well, you can get information about that in the link in my bio as well.
I'll have to look.
Yeah. But the biggest thing I just want to leave you with, it's like, and I'm not overtly hearing this from you, but it's okay to be angry. And you got to work through that skillfully,
Yes.
right?
Right.
But if you're stuck in like rage, okay, that's a problem.
So like I think sometimes whenever I seek more, like whenever I see more rage is when I'm around him, because obviously we have children together, we have to co-parent, and I
Yeah.
see the rage more necessarily like whenever I see him I get triggered instantly, you know,
Yeah.
and I have to try so hard to keep my mouth shut, or you know, I know I can't physically do anything, but it's the things that I want to say that I have to kind of hold it back.
Right. Well, and again, that's where you can process that out in a resourceful way, right? Such as journaling. Like, have you done any journaling?
I don't necessarily do journaling, but I listen to like a lot of podcasts on like healing and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, all right. Again, I'm community is so important. Healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. Like, you got to get into a healing community where you can work through specifically this. This is a grief event.
Right.
I mean, there's the loss of a marriage, a divorce. There's the porn addiction. There's so much here to grieve.
Right.
Right. And so I believe that that's true. Healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically.
Gotcha.
So again, if you're interested in my groups, my community, go to link in my bio. But if not, I mean, find a place where you can be in this and work
Right.
through it with other people. And those books
Right.
will be really helpful for you as well.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye. I'm not going to block you guys, but grow up. I mean, come on. What's up, Dark Mark? Are we done with this whole thing now, people? Like, normally I like feed off of the comments when I'm talking to somebody, and now here I'm sitting like, really? This is where we're at? We're 12? 13-year-old kids? Come on. It's fun for a moment, but can we just go back to normal? What stance do I have? I believe that if you're in a committed monogamous relationship with another person and you've said something like, I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, if you deviate from that, whether it's using a person on a screen or otherwise, that's cheating. Yeah, I'm in the sidebar too. Will you guys follow my backup account right there, please? No, it's me. It's for sure me. Look, I'll prove it. If I could figure out how to do so. Oh, that's weird. That's so weird. Follow him. You know, everyone looks better when you can see their double chin, huh? Now, don't screenshot it. Okay, where'd that person go? Feisty? Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already, if you like my content. If you don't like my content, give me a follow anyways. Come back and argue with the people in my comments sometime. Hey there, what's going on?
Hey, so I agree with you. I think that porn is cheating if there's like a basis for monogamy. And the reason why is because usually what occurs is a lot of lying, hiding, and lack of accountability. So I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that it causes the deep set betrayal, because you come in with one expectation, find out their habits, and now suddenly you're constantly at war and having to be suspicious. And I think that's a lot of where the gaslighting comes into the situation as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you watch porn, or do you have porn in your relationships?
When I was fully single, I did, but I'm an artist, so it's different. Like, I would mute it and put like soundtracks to it, so it kind of was more like kind of showing like the raw kind of intention, because usually behind it it's money. It's not really love unless you go to maybe like more amateur things, but even the fact that they're kind of like sometimes recording without the consent of their partner is also strange. So it's very seedy, no matter how much you really try to like just say, oh, it's just sex, oh, it's no big deal. In reality, we don't know the circumstances of the people involved and like what's actually going on. And I think that also plays into a lot of the betrayal that occurs when your partner is engaging in it secretly.
Okay. Why would the? I'm getting an echo from you. Why would the how the people are? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was doing something, looking up a definition of a word. But what I think I heard you say is like why would how the people got on the screen make a difference in whether or not the one consuming it is engaged in cheating or not?
Because of the fact that it's like an energetic exchange. So they're putting their full focus into that matter, and it's actually making an imprint on them whether they can notice it or not.
Okay. All right. So when you're in a relationship, are you okay with your partner watching porn?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Good night.
All right. Good night. Is Overwatch futa? What does that mean? Futa? Considered cheating? Yeah, probably. I don't know what it is, but it's for sure cheating. 100%. Angela, did you mean to do that? Nope, you sure didn't. You went right off. Don't worry. For you guys who I know who you are, if you accidentally do it, I'll ask you first. Hey there, what's going on?
Not much. So you consider it cheating, do you?
I think if you're in a committed monogamous relationship with somebody and you've said something like, I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, if you deviate from that, whether it's using a person on screen or otherwise, I think that is going against the agreement and therefore cheating. What do you think?
What if you're not married and like she looks at you and goes, "You want to watch porn?"
Well, I would ask you, what's the agreement in your relationship? Is there an agreement that you guys only reserve your sexual things for one another or with other people as well?
From personal experience, like
No, I asked what the agreement is in your relationship.
I yeah, I don't really know. I can tell you from personal experience though.
Okay.
So basically, I'll tell you what happened before the downfall. So basically, that's what she said to me, right? And I was
What did
like,
she say to you?
all right, let's watch porn. And I was like, all right, but I'm probably not going to watch it. Anyway, she does her thing, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, a couple months down the road, and she knows the way I am. Like, I don't want, like, no other girl, no other, like, male around her, right? Like, in that sense, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she kept trying to force me to do it. And I was like, no, like, I don't want to do that. That's
To watch
not
porn
who I am.
or to bring another person in?
Yep.
To bring another person in?
Yep.
Okay.
And I was like, she was like, let's just do another girl. I was like, no. And she was like, how do we do both? I said, no. Like, anyway, you know, like, you don't really know me, but I was like, fuck it. I guess I'm going to drink for a bit and, like, slowly push her away. Anyway.
Instead of just
got on the
cutting it
booze
off.
cruise. All right. Got on the booze cruise. Went out to my hometown. And then my best friend comes along. And she looks at me, right? And she goes, my dad's a ginger. Like, he was ginger, right? She was like, my dad's a ginger. I was like, oh, yeah? So I started getting on like a real cunt. Anyway, a few more beers. I go home. She started smacking me, you name it. Anyway, I tell her to just leave. So she went, and he was over too, and he said I was being a dick. Anyway, they left, done their thing, came back, and then they were like, I dropped them off. We didn't do nothing. But like, if you follow the good Lord, like he'll like show you, you know what I mean? You won't have to be there. So anyway, after they get done doing what they gotta do and shit it out, I'm just waiting. Anyway, waits for her to come home. She lies down in bed. All I can hear is her crying. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go out and see what she wants. Goes out there, literally like just sits down, and she starts raging at me. I'm like, I didn't even do nothing. This all started when you were being the way you were. But you know how women are. They'll flip it around on you. So like the next day, now I did get into smoking weed and stuff. Anyway, I wake up, she got everything packed in the car and everything. And like, she was straight up just sucking me and everything. Sucked me in the head, you name it. She took my bong and she fucking wired it at like this shed, but it didn't break. I was like, I literally stuck up the thing. I was like, fuck you. And I started smoking a bonger. And she just sped away. And that was it. So you tell me.
Tell you what.
Do you think porn is cheating?
I already answered that, man. 5 minutes ago.
And is it yes or no?
It depends on what you've agreed to in the relationship. Have you agreed to monogamy or not?
We did
Then it's cheating.
agree not to see other people, you know what I mean?
Then it's cheating.
Exactly. And the fact, like,
Are you still
that
with
she
her?
wanted me to do it. No, fuck no.
No.
Good 7 years now. Fuck that shit. I don't
Got
think
it.
I'm ever going to do it again. Not worth it.
What, dating somebody or?
Yeah.
Got it. All right, man. Well, thanks for sharing.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Friends in love.
So anyways, what was the thing that the, remember the guy? Happened a couple times. Hey there, what's going on?
Hey man, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. What's up?
I mean, I'm just gonna be direct. I've definitely, because I've been caught by my wife, and I'll just be very honest. I genuinely believe that it is cheating, and if you're married or in a relationship, don't even do it, man. Honestly, and I would even go to as far as like, even like soft. I don't know if you call what you guys call it, but like soft porn, like where you are looking at like half naked pictures on Instagram, right? If you're a man, just don't do it. Seriously, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your wife caught you. Do you still do it, or did you stop?
No, man. I'm done. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll be very honest. I think there's a tendency for a lot of men, because we do,
Why? Can I ask you a question?
Sure, brother.
Like 6 times you said you're going to tell the truth and not be honest, and be honest.
Oh,
I'm just curious why
sorry.
you keep saying that you're going to tell the truth. Like, is that not implied, or?
Maybe just a saying over here, and I'm from Toronto, so I think maybe because of slang reason.
Okay, well, because you're
Let me
just so nice.
Let me rephrase it. Yeah, let me rephrase. Sorry about that.
Now he's saying sorry. You're so Canadian. I love it.
Yes. So yeah, with my wife, well, in our early stages of the marriage, so I'm talking about 2-3 years ago, it kind of set the foundation for doing more things that are it's kind of like the stepping stone of really doing worse things in the relationship. I believe it kind of opens it up, right? So I generally think that if you're a man, like, you watch porn to kind of what's the purpose of watching porn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a relationship, I think you can get what you need from porn, so and it will bring you guys even closer as well. So I genuinely think it's cheating, and I don't think anybody can tell me that it's not.
Yeah. Got it. Got it. Well, thanks for sharing, man.
No problem, buddy. Have a good day. Thanks.
All right, you too, man. See ya. Bye. So nice. Will you guys follow my backup account, Austin Hamilton, down there? What are we at on that account? I can't check right now. Like and share, people. Nope, that person's gone. All right, there's nobody waiting right now. This is crazy. This never happens. All right, my name's Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. Yeah, Maribel, you can. If you're interested in that, go to the link in my bio, and you can get more info. And if you don't follow me already, would you consider following me? Can you hoe up? Sure. I don't see a request. And if you've been sitting there lurking and you're like, should I talk? Should I not? Should I? Shouldn't I? Do it. Do it right now. I dare you. Lurkers, they're everywhere. We know you're there. You hit the request button. If you're lurking, if you've been there for a while and lurking, just say something. Just say hi, okay? I want to see the lurkers. Look at all them. Look at all the lurkers. Oh my gosh, so many lurkers. Oh, I love it. Technically, you're not lurking, Angela. You're a full participant. Mirabelle. Chat is popping now. Yeah, come on, chat. Let me do. All right, what can I? Should we do a poll? Dark Mark, you there? Will you do a poll? Hey there, what's going on?
Can I talk?
Mirabelle, hi there. Yeah, what's up?
First of all, I didn't know that I don't have like a lot of followers and I'm not into social media, so I didn't know I could do this. Like request to be in something like this.
Okay.
Second of all, excuse my accent because I'm not American, but I'm from some other country.
Where are you from?
I'm from Honduras.
Honduras, okay.
Yes. I don't know. I think this is something that I should address like private in private, but I tried so many times, and at the end, I was always the fucked up, the person that was needing help, that I was just overreacting. When I was asking, well, I don't feel okay with this. My feelings are really hurt. What we can do about this? And the person never listened to me. It was my husband. He said that I was just needing to consolate. That was like, because even in that same house, he was watching porn and jerk off and all that. When I was making dinner or food, he was doing that in his office. And then I was like, what? Why are you doing that? You have me here. And then he said, well, it's a healthy man. And then we have this long distance relationship because he had to work there in America. And then when he was there, we were having like fun times, like watching movies and TV shows and all that. And then all of a sudden he was like, you know what? I need to jerk off. I was like, really? Why? Why? Why I can help you? I can be sexy. I can wear outfits and all that. He was like, no, no, no. I think you're gonna get triggered, and I want to be alone.
Hmm.
And then I was like, what? And I started crying, saying, no, this is not okay. And then he started telling me that I was just having issues, that I need to talk to a psychiatrist, that I was having just these crazy things in my head, that was just the screen. And he was just going to see all these beautiful bodies and beautiful women and all that. And he was going to be done with that in 40 or 2 hours maximum, and then go back to me and then have the rest of the day with me. Do you think I'm crazy?
Do I think you're crazy?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You think I was right, or you think he was? Because he say I was wrong in all the times. He say that according to him, is what every healthy older man is doing when they don't have their partner. But I'm asking, well, when you was having me close in the
Well,
same
he
house,
had
you was
he
doing
had you
the
right
same
there.
thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Are you guys still married?
We still married.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm
And
not talking to him because 2 weeks ago on Sunday, we were the whole day. I was happy. I was feeling good, and he was not like I let him to do that like 3 days before the Sunday, and all those 3 days I thought we were okay. And then when he suggested Sunday 2 weeks ago that he was horny and he was going to watch porn, I said, wow, I want to be part of that. Or let me just doing it for you. I can just wear costumes and all that. And he said, no, 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 because you get triggered. And because it's not the same and all that. And he started making excuses. He hung up on me. I started calling him. He blocked me. And he unblocked me until the next day. And then it was very hard. And I was like, it's the last time that you do this shit to me. So it's always like a pattern. And he's older than me. And I really love him, but
yeah.
I think it's not worth it. I need to just love myself first. And then I found some things on Facebook, some names. I found that those names of these women that they do stuff for cheap and all that around the place, around the Ohio where he lives. And I was like, why are these searchers in your Facebook? And then he changed the password, but I have it already. So after that, he changed it, and he said no, he didn't know, and it's just how Facebook works. And I was wrong, and I'm just making things in my head and all that.
Yeah. All right. So how long have you been dealing with this?
4 years.
How long?
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you guys? How often does he travel?
He was every 6 months, and then because of another issues, he just stopped doing it. But
Okay.
even
Um,
when we were together, it was always the same thing. He was always into that, and then he was telling me that is everybody. If I talk to someone, to anybody, everybody was going to think that I was crazy, and he's just a normal, healthy man that just want to relieve or release themselves, and that is normal. And whoever told me the opposite of that was crazy.
all right. Well, that's gaslighting. Do you know the term gaslighting?
Yeah, I know. He told me that I was doing that to him, but I don't know in what way.
Yeah. Well, what is it that attracts you to him?
Um, maybe I have like daddy issues, or maybe I just wanted to be protected of, I don't know, the way he treated me at first was very good. He was caring on me and all that. And he told me about porn, but I thought it was like not this bad. I thought it was going to be like, he was going to be into porn like, well, maybe once a month or twice a month, and I would be okay. But when I discovered it, it was every day. It was, his computer was full of everything and even classified a lot of things, and he has millions of thousands of pornographies. When I get into computer, when I got into computer, I got the access. I was like, what? Even these poor, horrible, real people, cam hordes. Even that it was in his computer.
Yeah. So
So
you knew
how
this.
that?
You knew this right from the beginning, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said you knew
No,
before
I
you
just
got married.
only knew that maybe because we were in a long relationship at the beginning, he has to do something. And I even tried to do my best to send videos, pictures, and all that. But after that, it was like growing and growing and growing, and I was discovering more and more and more. And then last thing I knew, it was just big. And he
Yeah.
said, why you agree on that? No, I agree because I thought it was like once or two a month. Now you show me, I see in your computer, it's full of porn, full of all these horrors and all that. Then why you want me with you?
What are you
Of course
hoping
I
to
was
be
cool.
different?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, I told him, we talked yesterday, and he still tell me that he always used the word, you crazy. You know what you're talking about. And you're gonna lose a man that cares about you, that is really to be willing to be with you and
Hold on,
do
Maribel.
everything for you.
What are you hoping to be different?
So, I don't want that chat in my life. I don't like it. If it changed that pornography stuff, I would be fine. But he say no. He say I'm ready to leave.
Okay,
I
so
was like,
Maribel,
what?
just notice, I'm asking you, inviting you to just give a picture of what you're hoping can be different. And it seems to be hard for you to put that into words.
I think that I've been waiting for so long for him to see the reality of everything, and
Yeah.
right now I don't know, I'm just giving up, and I don't care. because if he is not willing to change, this is a marriage. This is not a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. This is a marriage. And he told me that just 2 weeks ago that he gets excited seeing all the nasty parties and all that. What about me?
Yeah, I got it. So again, and I'll just again notice dreaming for the future seems to be really hard for you right now. What if he never changes?
No, I just made my mind. I don't want to be with him anymore.
Yeah.
I think I feel very hard. I am very hard, and he is still calling me crazy. And every time that, like 2 weeks ago on that Sunday, I remember that I was happy. We were watching movies. We were happy, but sometimes I notice when he gets like this thing, like he's impatient and in not a good mood when I'm there. And I ask, "Are you okay?" He say, "Yes, I'm okay, but after this movie, I need some time alone." I was like, "Why? We're having a good time together." "No, I just need to do this and all that." I was like, can I participate? Can I be with you so we don't get into these issues? He say, "No, because you get triggered, and now I'm in the mood to watch something else." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I felt very bad, and then he started yelling at me, calling me names, and told me I was crazy, and then blocked me. And I was like,
What have you done to try to work on this, Maribel? Have you sought out counseling, or do you have people in your life who are supporting you through this?
"No, I'm embarrassed to even talk about it."
You're embarrassed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I don't want to expose him, and I don't want to be in that position. My family is gonna see me like that. I don't know.
What are you afraid that they might see you as?
That's why I allow all this to happen without saying anything in the beginning. And there is more to that. It's just I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that really hard stuff right now because I know there are more people listening to me, but it's more to that, and I don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Well, here's the thing is that there's a term, suffering in silence.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
But
so you're,
according to him, I'm crazy and I need help. I need psychiatrists, I need doctors, I need everything because I'm just crazy. And what he does is just any, oh, no, he put it like any older male needs. So it's just something so natural that every male in this planet is doing it. I'm just overreacting.
yeah, well that's not true. Okay.
I told him that, and he calling me names.
Yeah. So for how much longer are you going to ignore what you believe to be true? I should say ignore the reality that he's trying to gaslight you into believing something that you know is not true.
No, he say I'm gaslighting him.
Yeah.
It's a typical chat.
Yeah, I got
He
it.
say it's a typical chat. Normal
Yeah.
typical chat with women like you and all that. He say that.
Well, one of you are right. One of you are right. Who do you think is right?
I I told him and I explained to him.
Well, I'll just tell you, and I can say this factually, it is not true that every man watches porn. That's a
I
fact.
know it's
That's
not.
not an opinion.
I know. He say no. He say I'm a liar and I need more experience and I
Yeah,
don't
I got it.
know.
If he tried to tell you, or I'm not talking to him, right? But if you're like, hey man, the sun exists, it comes up every day, and he's like, no, it doesn't. Like, well, you believe
And you
whatever
know
you want,
what?
man, but that's
And
true.
you know what? And you know what? This is the funny fact. I was talking to him like 2 weeks ago because I've been watching your thing in here for 2 months now. And that opened my eyes and I was seeing all the comments of the guests that you have and thinking, wow, this is not right. That's why I'm feeling so bad. And
Yeah.
then I sent like the link to him and he say, oh, this man is crazy. No, 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 no. This man doesn't know what he's talking about and you get in your head full of trash. That's what he said to me. And he didn't pay attention to that. I was like, okay.
Tell him I said that I talked to you, and I think he might be right that I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'd love to talk with him about it. So, Maribel, I don't know what the answer is for you, but I mean, you're going through a lot right now. Okay, that suffering in silence, right? There's shame
Yes.
involved on your part. You're carrying his shame.
Yes.
And I can just hear it. This is just so deep and personal for you, obviously, as it should be. You're not crazy.
Yes, because I love him. I really love him. He's older than me.
Yeah.
And I know he has, you know what's the thing? He has health issues. And I decided to stay with him. He's he's like 18 years older than me. And I decided to stay there and why he's treating me like this? Why he's just trying to see other beaches, other horse, like you say. I like to see all the nasty bodies. No, why he cannot? I told him, you know.
This has nothing to do with you. Okay. This has nothing to do with you. All right. Are there resources where you live where you can get help and talk to somebody?
I think I want to reach out to you because I don't know what to do. And I feel very depressed.
Okay. Well, sure. I'd be happy to talk to you. And
Yes.
I mean, there's got to be something there locally to where you can find people to support you. Okay.
Okay.
What? Okay. Well, hang out here and gather yourself. Okay.
Okay.
And just look at what people have been saying here, and just think about how
I
you can
cannot
build some
see
safety in
anything.
your life.
I'm going to send you a personal message and you tell me how I can start just healing and looking for myself because I'm tired and I'm not willing to this
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye bye. Okay. Dark Mark, be careful with the keyword things. Okay. Yeah, it's deep, people. It's deep. Hey there, what's going on? Sunflower, are you there? No.
Yeah.
Nope, sorry. Yeah, that's true, Emily. Hey there, what's going on?
Something in the comments. Someone said, "Quit being insecure." It's not about being insecure. It's just that, as a man, you want to know that you're getting the job done yourself, and you don't want to like extra stimulant as such. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
And
Watching
don't get me
porn?
wrong. Yeah, one of the comments there.
Okay. All right, so is porn cheating?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you watch porn?
I used to. Like back in the day. Fuck.
Back in the day?
I mean, I first watched them. I was like, what? 14, 15, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
Nah. Worst decision of my life.
Why is that?
It's just bad for the brain.
Okay. And what brought you to that conclusion?
I don't know. Like having sex is not like watching those videos. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you think it is, like, then you're not actually having sex. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's for sure not actual sex.
Right? I think most people miss that. You probably don't, though.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people miss that.
Yeah. So what did you come on here to share?
It's not gay if it's lesbian.
That's what you wanted to share?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
Sweet.
Man, 13-year-old theme of people acting like 13-year-olds tonight. Okay. Hey there, what's going on?
I don't think I'd go as far as to say as it's cheating, but I think it's definitely disrespectful.
Okay. Tell me more.
Well, if you're in a committed relationship, I don't see why you would have the need, to outsource that from something else. What's
Okay.
your opinion? Why are you asking?
Well, I think it comes down to the commitment in the relationship. If you're in a
I
committed,
totally agree, and it comes down to how you are in the relationship and what you feel. I don't think it's necessarily cheating, but depending on your boundaries in the relationship, I still think it is somewhat disrespectful.
I think
You
if you're
know,
in a
if you
committed
want to,
monogamous relationship with another person and you've said something like, I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, till death do us part. If you
yes,
use another
absolutely.
person for your sexual
And
pleasure, whether
that's
it's on a
right.
screen or otherwise, that would be going against the agreement and therefore be cheating.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. I think if you are in a committed relationship, it definitely isn't something that you should be doing.
Yeah, well, wouldn't it go against the agreement?
It would definitely go against the agreement, but I don't see it as far as cheating. But because I think a lot of the time as well, it's not about the person in the video, and I don't think it really ever is. It's, unless, you know, of course, it's OnlyFans or something like that. I think it's the act. But I also think if you're in that mood or in that zone, you should be reaching out to your partner and saying, hey, this is, you know, I'm feeling in the mood. Let's do something together. If you're not here right now, let's have, you know, I don't know, sexy time over video or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if the agreement is that you're faithful to one another and monogamous, and you're using another person, if you're not going to call that cheating, what would you call it?
Definitely disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Depending on your boundaries in the relationship, I definitely think. But I believe that there's a limit. Like if you are addicted to porn, then it does start to become cheating, because then that leads to infidelity for sure.
Okay. Well, why would the frequency decide whether or not it's cheating?
Because frequency would interfere with your interactions with your partner.
So could one time watching porn or say maybe once a week interfere? Actually, let me ask you a different question. At what point would frequency interfere? So when does it go from not interfering to interfering?
If you weren't able to be with your partner a lot and you weren't living together, I could understand maybe reaching out and just getting off. But if you are
couldn't that
together a
happen, though,
lot
just
and
one time, though?
and they start, but if they start choosing it over you, that's when it starts to become the real problem.
Well, what if they do it one time and they chose it over their partner?
If they chose it over their partner, I think that would call for a definite discussion of, you know, what's acceptable.
So if one time they chose it over their partner, would you say that's cheating?
Depends what the reasoning is. If the reasoning is because they've been in the middle of an argument, you know,
Why does the reason matter?
Reason definitely matters, because then it becomes
I didn't ask
betrayal.
whether it does or not. I said, why does the reason matter?
Well, in some circumstances, that could be considered betrayal.
But why does the reason in which you go masturbate while watching other people have sex decide whether it's a betrayal or not?
Because if it does become an issue between you and your partner.
Okay, well,
For
would you say the same with physical cheating?
No, physical cheating is physical cheating. That's a choice.
Okay. So what's emotional cheating?
Well, that would be exactly how you described it: emotional cheating, having feelings for someone else.
Okay. And would you say pornography would be categorized as emotional cheating?
I feel like maybe in terms of things like OnlyFans, where you actually interact with the person, would be or could be.
Okay, you feel like maybe OnlyFans could be cheating.
That's a bit more personal, because you actually end up talking to the person. That's how OnlyFans works, isn't
Not
it?
always. No. I mean,
I feel like if you're paying for it and you have a partner as well, that's crossing a line for sure.
So at what point does emotional cheating become emotional cheating?
Well, when you develop feelings for that other person.
Okay, what do you think a person who's masturbating while watching another person have sex is feeling about the other person?
Well, I don't think it's so much emotional as it is, can I say, like, horny on here? Like, that's all that is.
Okay, so you don't think that there's any emotion involved when somebody's watching another person have sex, masturbating?
Not
Zero percent.
emotional, no.
You don't think there's any emotions involved there?
No, but I still think it's a disrespectful thing to do in a relationship. But I don't necessarily agree that it's cheating.
So when does cheating become cheating?
When it's physical or emotional.
When does emotional cheating become emotional cheating?
Talking to someone, developing feelings for them, reaching out to them when you know that you have like a little crush or something.
Okay, what if you're looking at another person and thinking in your mind, imagining yourself having sex with them?
But I don't think that's what porn is. For a lot of people, that's not what it is.
Porn.
It's not
I
about
didn't say porn. I didn't say porn. If you're looking at another
If
person,
you are looking at
imagining
someone and
having sex
imagining
with them.
yourself, I would say that that is on the emotional cheating.
Okay. So let's say that this is a porn book, which it's not. It's a book on how to heal from sexual issues. If this was a porn book and I'm looking at it and I'm imagining having sex with the people here, that's cheating, right?
You're reading an erotic story.
No, I'm
Isn't
saying
that the
looking
point
at
of the
porn. If
story?
there's pictures, no. If there's pictures, if I'm looking at another person, imagining the things I would do, just like we said.
Again, not cheating, but certainly some type of disrespect.
Okay, but that goes against what you just said, that if you're looking at another person, imagining what you do to them, that you said that is emotional cheating, and now you're saying it's not.
But that does sound more emotional. If you know the person, that is absolutely.
We didn't have that carve out before. I just
Well,
asked
okay,
you.
let's say if someone said to me, "Hey, I really think Katy Perry is super hot, and I'd love to have sex with her," that's not emotional cheating. If they said to me, "Hey, I've really developed a connection with a coworker,
Hold on,
and I want to have sex
How do you
with her,"
think? Okay, for anybody who's married or in a committed relationship, if you were to go to your partner and say, "Hey, Katy Perry's really hot. I'd really like to have sex with her," that's a problem, wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but everybody has that thought about a celebrity or something where they go that person is hot. It is normal in relationships
That's
to
not what
still
you said,
think
though.
someone
That's
else
not what
is
you said.
attractive.
That's not what you said. You said that person's really hot, and I'd like to have sex with them.
Well, yeah, I'm meaning in a hypothetical sense. I mean, nobody is really going to end up having the opportunity to have sex with Katy
That's
Perry.
besides the issue. So here's the thing. Why I'm just curious. You're so hell-bent on arguing for when it's acceptable to turn your eyes away from your partner for sexual pleasure. Why is that?
You can absolutely look at someone and go, "Wow, they're hot," or it's the
Yeah, there's
act on it
beautiful
that makes
people
it
everywhere.
cheating.
You're 100% right.
Exactly.
We can look at people and acknowledge that there's beautiful people, but when we say, "and I want to have sex with them," that's where I would say it becomes a problem.
Well,
You can't
it's
help
a
the
fantasy.
first look, but you
It's-
can help
it's
the
a
second
fantasy.
look.
It's not reality, and the act on it is what makes it cheating.
The act meaning what?
The act of actually pursuing them.
Okay. All right. So for you, if you were to, I guess if your partner were to tell you,
Oh, thank you. I'm receiving gifts. Thank you.
well, there you go.
I didn't know that you could do that on this.
Yeah, you can give guest gifts. If you were to, I guess, what would be the value in that, in fixating on that and saying, "Hey, you know what? I want to have sex with a whole bunch of other people."
Not a whole bunch of people. You can feel sexual attraction for other people and still love someone. It's the act that makes it cheating. Pursuing someone else, talking to them, sleeping with them, If people have they joke about celebrity hall passes like, "Oh, wow, Henry Cavill is so cute." Doesn't mean you would actually do it if it came down to it.
That's different than saying that person's so cute and I'd like to have sex with them.
Does it mean you would do it?
I don't know.
If you're a
does
loyal
it?
person,
If you're saying
if you're a loyal
you'd like
person,
to.
you could say that and be like, "Yeah, if I was single, I would do it. But
Well,
I'm
what-
with you and I love you, so I
Do
won't."
you think that would be honoring to your partner to say things like that?
Look, I mean, it depends on the relationship. I would be completely comfortable saying that to a partner that is secure within themselves. If they weren't someone that was okay with me saying that, I would never say that. I would never say the words, oh, I want to. I mean, and I'm not a sexual person, so I wouldn't actually say things like, oh, I want to have sex with them. I just think, wow, they are attractive.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for letting me on. And thank you for all the gifts to everyone that sent me things. That's really cool. Didn't know you could do that.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Now we got a whole bunch of people here. Like and share, people. Did the fight just end or something? So many fights. Oh, it did end. 3 rounds. Knockout. John Jones won. Hey, what's going on? Hello. By the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. If you're interested in healing in community, consider joining one of my groups. You can get more info on the link in my bio or schedule a discovery call with me. And if you'd like to do one-on-one coaching as well, I offer that as well, linked in my bio. And would you guys follow my backup account, please? Austin Hamilton. If you like my content. If you don't like my content, don't worry about it. All right, I think I'm going to go to bed here soonish. Hey there, what's going on?
Hello. This is a very interesting topic.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, because I was just like reading, like a lot of people say, like it's not cheating, like if watching porn and everything like that. I'm just wondering, like, what's the take on, like, if you're watching porn or OnlyFans or anything like this, how do people like separate that from sending other people some messages? It's kind of the same thing because you're entertaining somebody else than your partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people come up with all sorts of ways to justify it, man. Right? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're soliciting pictures of somebody else naked or having sex, you know, my question is, why are you doing that? My backup, just click right here. It's this one right here, Austin Hamilton. Just tap on that profile and you'll be able to see it. Sorry, go ahead, man. Hello.
No, I just wonder, what would be
Hey man, I'm sorry. I'm gonna move on. Your connection was kind of going in and out there. I think corn can save relationships. Sorry. Okay. Oh, tell us more, Jazz. In what way can corn save relationships? Oh, she's not there. It's better than being miserable. But what would be better than that? Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, how are ya?
Oh, you're not a man. At least I don't think you are.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right, what's up? You there? Hello. Hello, not Mike. Health advice for someone thinking and reaching out to their ex. Like reaching out like you want to go back? Yeah, Jazz, I see that. Being married 15 years and having what's called intimacy anorexia. Well, what would another option be? Instead of resorting to masturbating while watching strangers have sex, what about rekindling the intimacy? All right, I'll pick a pick me. Oh, I tried. Sorry,
Hi.
mushroom. Hey there, what's going on?
Hi. So your question is like, is porn cheating?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that porn is cheating. It doesn't make any sense because you're not having a physical or emotional relationship with the person, and some people are saying it's disrespectful. I think it would be disrespectful if your partner wouldn't know it and you wouldn't do it in secrecy. You know what I mean?
All right. Do you think it's appropriate in a committed monogamous relationship to solicit pictures or videos of another person naked?
I'm not a native English speaker. I'm sorry. Could you ask the question in another way again, please?
Yeah. Do you think it's acceptable to request of another person to request pictures or videos of them having sex?
I think that would be kind of weird. If it's like from, I think that would go also in the direction of cheating, because then there would be an emotional situation evolving, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's what porn is.
Yeah, but the one thing is requesting, and the other thing is already there. It's already there.
Nope. 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 In order to in order to watch porn, you have to make a request to see the images. You have to solicit images. They don't just show up magically on your phone. You have to go request them from somewhere.
I see what you mean. I was speaking about an OnlyFans person who is like doing an explicit thing you paid them to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about a person who solicits or requests images from somebody else. Do you think that would be cheating? If you're going and saying, hey, I want images of this person having sex.
If it would be like a one-on-one person thing, then yeah. If it would be a person who's not creating an emotional relationship with my partner, then I would say it's okay. Go for it.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So for you, it's okay if your partner gets images of other people or videos and masturbates to them and gets pleasure while lusting after them. And you're good with that.
I think I would be okay with that.
Okay. So you
like
don't.
If I know that.
Do you have an expectation that they only look at you for sexual pleasure?
My expectation is not to be like the. Okay, that's a question I wasn't prepared of. Because I think it's weirdly to say that I should be like the thing that they should be attracted to, because I'm like fitting a criteria, a type they are attracted to, and maybe I'm like the thing that is like the most attraction thing, but there is no way that I'm the only thing that they could be attracted to. It's like not possible, but if they
Do you
are
think
like
do you think that your partner
emotionally.
should strive to put you in first position of what they're attracted to sexually?
Mm, so the same question like the five people before me, the question um, if my partner would say, "Oh, I want to watch porn and not do it with you," is it the same question but in other words?
No, I'm just saying, do you think that your partner,
Mhm.
well, do you think for you, do you put your partner in first place, in first position over what you're attracted to sexually? Do you strive to do that?
Mm,
Or
if
do
I
you
would
think we
do
should
that,
strive to do that in the context of a committed monogamous relationship? Should we strive to put our partner first sexually?
mm, like if okay, I'm not prepared for this question. I
It's not a
really
trick question.
I know, but I never thought about that. That's why I'm not answering right away. So I need to think.
Well, that's fine. What's going on in your head right now?
So I was like prepared for the question for like, okay, if my partner was going to, I don't know, choose porn one time, and you asked this question to this other woman, if my partner would like choose porn once over me, then I would like feel really insecure. But what if the person would be me? Then I think I would really feel like really bad. I don't think like I should like really be like hyper focused on my partner, because that would be maybe kind of evolving to a toxic situation if I would
Okay.
be just hyper focused. But I also would think the same thing for my partner. They should not be hyper focused to me. Like if they want to do it and I'm not up for it, then they should do it and don't need me to, I don't know, send them nudes or something like that.
Well, I think that's the thing is, okay, so you're saying if you're not up for it and they're wanting to do it, then you're saying, okay, we'll go masturbate to another woman having sex because I'm not up for it.
If he is okay with it, then yeah.
But are you okay with it? With him using another woman who's not you in order for him to
Yeah.
ejaculate?
Yeah, it's okay for me.
It's okay for you, for your partner to use another woman so that he can ejaculate.
Yep.
Okay. Why is that? Curious.
I don't know, because sometimes I'm not up for it and sometimes he is not up for it. So why should we force us upon each other? Is it correct?
I'm not
English?
saying that yeah, I got
no,
what
no,
you're saying.
I'm not saying we should force it.
I'm not
us
saying you should
on-
either. I'm not saying you should
No,
either.
no, no.
Yeah.
No, it's more like we should.
But what else is
like,
possible,
be like,
right? There's other possibilities, right? Masturbation
Yeah.
by itself, where nobody else is being used, that's possible,
yeah,
right?
yeah, they're totally right.
Or waiting until you guys are both ready is possible. There's plenty of other possibilities short of going and masturbating while watching a stranger have sex.
Yeah, but wouldn't you like? Oh, I need to use the translator because there's a particular word, but
Where do you
always
live?
when I'm from Germany. It's
And
like
what's
7 a.m. in
what's your
Germany.
native language?
German.
German is your native language? Well, let's just speak German.
Yeah.
I speak German.
Wow, das ist cool. Das ist sehr cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Sagst Bescheid, wenn du es nicht ganz verstehst, okay?
All right, I'm just kidding. I don't speak German. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Um,
That was awesome, though.
thanks. It's like my everyday speaking.
Yeah.
um,
That was fun.
it's like the first
I thought you were getting
life
really angry
that
there for a second. Gosh.
no, German
It's
is
just
actually a really nice language. You are always saying thank you and please and all in almost every second sentence. It's like
yeah.
crazily polite. The people are like also like really shy. They're always looking really angry, but when you're talking with them, they try not to smile, but they're also always smiling and they're always like really nice. Like always, people
Yeah.
always think Germans are like really. Oh yeah. So.
All
No,
right.
what I wanted to say was like, but then my boyfriend would, or partner, or who knows, would limit himself, or I would limit myself, and maybe that would also evolve to conflict, because of sexual, um, frustration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. And so that's the question, right? I mean, that's the invitation here is we're avoiding conflict by masturbating our way through our problems. Does that land with you?
I think that's, I think I need to 1-2 steps from this one sentence to the other sentence so that I can go with you with your reasoning because the math is not mathing for me right
The
now.
math isn't math. Okay, I got it. Well, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, masturbating to porn, especially in a relationship, oftentimes is just an avoidance strategy for dealing with the underlying issues in the relationship. Right? Like, I quote this all the time from Dr. Trish Lee. Somebody came to her, she's a counselor, and said, "Hey, we haven't had sex in 12 years. We got to solve this problem." Because there's porn involved and all sorts of things. And she's like, "All right, well, first of all, this conversation is 11 years and 360 days too late. Because there's so many issues here. And the presenting issue now is porn. But porn's a symptom of another problem
Okay.
in
I
most
see
cases. Pretty much
what you mean.
Yeah.
I saw it in a totally other perspective. I saw it like in a perspective a little bit simple-minded one. It's more like, okay, like my boyfriend is horny and I just came from work. It's I don't know, like in retail, and we know how retail is. It's crazy, and you're exhausted. Come home, and then there is a really nice person, and he's like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Hello," and he's like, "Hi, let's do it," and I'm like, I just want to cry and sleep, and he's like, "Oh no," but should I be
Yeah.
like, "Okay, you're never gonna masturbate or do shit again," but that's not what you asked. Okay, wait. It's ADHD, I swear. You can't get a simple thought till the end. It's really
No, I'm tracking with you, right? My only thing,
Thank you.
my only thing would be, is porn the best possible solution? Is masturbating to strangers have sex the best solution to you guys not perfectly matching your desire to have sex at the same time? That's what I would like you to consider, is maybe there's something else. And let's just say masturbation is something you guys are okay with in your relationship. Couldn't he just masturbate without watching other people have sex?
Oh, he could. He
Okay.
actually don't need it.
Yeah.
So,
So then the question would be, why not just do that?
oh, he also does not use porn. So
Okay.
if he would, I would be okay with it. Maybe that's the misunderstanding. If he would need it, he could use
You would
it.
be okay with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I guess that's just
he doesn't need it.
I got it. Yeah. My question for you is why? Maybe there's something to think about. Why are you okay with him using other women?
Mm,
So We're kind of circling the
Mm.
drain here, which that phrase might not make sense to you.
Okay.
But
I think
thanks
I
for
understand your question more.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for chatting.
Yeah. And thank you for your
Yeah.
time and thank you for the conversation.
Yeah, no problem. See ya.
Bye.
Donkey.
Bitte.
Danke.
Danke. I googled that real quick. Look at that. Can you guys hear that when
Danke.
I used to do it all the time. Not all the time, but I would have people in other languages and I would Google Translate it real quick. Please don't go live till giving my request a chance. This is like the beggar of all beggars. All right, so I'm going to let you on, Mushroom, but just so you know, I tend to be very, very short-tempered with beggars, and it might come across as rude. So do you still want me to bring you on? Oh, the other Austin is my backup account. Will you guys follow my backup account, please? Yeah, I saw that, kid. I appreciate that. But, you know, in one ear, out the other. All right, what's up?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Brilliant. So my partner's currently asleep in the house upstairs.
Well, wake him
I've
up.
gone
Let's get him
to
on.
the furthest part in the house. No, bear with me. I'm from the UK. It's about 7 a.m. here. And I put some music on so you can't really hear me. So I've only just come across your channel tonight and I'm already like, oh my God, I need this guy's opinion on these things. Like, and I think that this is really going to be perhaps something up your cup of tea for discussing, I suppose. Again, I'm sorry for begging, but I was like, you're really going to want to hear. So basically, my partner is classic of what you've been describing, which is the porn addict. It's been to the point where like I've had to have discussions with him. I mean, I have and do watch porn sometimes myself. That's separate from him. But at the same time, there's no jealousy on watching that content. I'm sure you're probably going to want to discuss that at some point as well. But he has, as the relationship's gone on, I found that he was like even hiding it from me and keeping pictures of ex-partners and things. This was a while back now. We have sorted a lot of those issues. But as it was going on, he had locked it in private folders on his phone, and I'd found it and said, like, we went for a talk and I confronted him. He basically unlocked it, showed me what was in there. I said, well, why? And he said that it's almost like he feels like he's desensitized to it. He said it could be a power thing and he's not quite sure himself. And that's obviously difficult for me to try and work through because I don't know how to help him if he doesn't know what's going on himself. As time went on, he kind of came out and said that he is into something to do with cross-dressing. So my first question to him was, okay, are you trans and you're like, unsure and you're just going to come out on me down the line? And I've asked him many a time, and I know that he is very sincere and truthful and honest with me because he has no reason not to be at this point. And he genuinely is straight. He is genuinely into me and into the female form. And the things that we've discussed, he's like, no, I'm not into guys. He's like, it's almost like a rebellion thing, maybe to the society, because I'm not allowed to wear these clothes. And he says that there's some kind of link, he said, between this, him dressing up and him watching the porn. Now, he is being sincere. I know he is. Even if, you think, oh, it's a cover-up, or I bet the comments are going mental or something. Yeah. But I would love your opinion as someone who does porn coaching on what you think is possibly going on. I can obviously discuss and give you more information if needs be, but yeah, I would love to hear like what you think, because to him, since I've allowed him to start dressing, not in my clothes, of course, when he buys his own stuff, just in the house, in private, just so we can obviously, I don't know, face it, because we're a couple and we want to be together forever and work through things. And, I said, okay, if that's what it is, let's find out what this is about. So he's tried it, dressing up around me and stuff. I just found it a bit odd, but who am I to judge? And I wasn't attracted to him in that form either. But he said that since coming out with that information and being allowed to do that, he has not wanted to look at porn, and he's not interested in it the same way. He almost said that before he wasn't even getting aroused at the porn anymore because he had that much of it and it was that readily available on his feeds, on Instagram, or etc., that he was just desensitized to all. So, yeah, I'd love your opinion on all of this. So, go ahead. Thank you for letting me talk so long about it.
Well,
I know, that's a lot to take in.
oh, it's fine. I'm just, what are you wanting?
I was just wondering what your opinion is as someone who is obviously an expert in...
What's my opinion
as you
on
say,
on what part?
on the correlation between him wanting to cross-dress and having a porn addiction and that replacing one and the other.
Yeah, well, in my
Is it
opinion,
fictitious? Is
something
it,
happened
you know-
somewhere that's caused him to be drawn towards that.
Yeah.
Usually there's a correlation between what we watch. Well, there's always a reason for what we watch. It's never a mistake.
Mhm.
It's never an accident.
Okay.
So I'd say if that's something he wants to explore, then that would help him probably. And he could probably
So do
discover
you
a lot
think
about
that-
himself in the process.
I was going to say, like, I understand that not everybody who is probably coming on has got a porn addiction and is like substituting it for cross-dressing. I don't want people thinking that's like the thing or anything, but that's what's happening in my specific case. And I was just like wondering, like, I don't know, like, because I'm very open with him and we've really got a really strong relationship, as in we were happy to we're very open to any information about these things. So any advice that you could give me on how to handle, I suppose, this situation would be much appreciated. Obviously, I know that it's down to us at the end of the day, but in your personal expertise, how in regarding to the substitution part, like, is that something that you see a lot in that field? Do people like start, I don't know, gambling a lot, or and replacing almost like one addiction for the other? But I mean, have you ever heard of this before?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, it always starts from somewhere, right? So there's a book I recommend a lot called Unwanted by Jay Stringer. It will help, it'll help put some language around that and finding the root of it, right? And again, I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. So again, I can't know what's right for him or what's not working or whatever. But so my question for you is, what are you wanting? Like, what are you wanting to be different here that isn't focused on his behavior?
I want him to be happy, and I want him to be happy with me.
Hold on. You're talking about
Because
him again.
he is still really
you,
hesitant.
What are you wanting?
Sorry.
What are you wanting?
I want to get married, and he says that he can't put a lot of that into the relationship because he wants to. He says that he just doesn't believe in signing a piece of paper, but he says, I'll be with you forever, we can have
All right,
kids.
so-
He's like, I
great.
just don't want to get married.
Yeah, so that's the issue here. right? It's
I'm
you
putting
want
a
to get
lot
married and
of
he
this,
doesn't.
you know, you're cross dressing and stuff, you know, I'm tolerating stuff, I suppose.
Yeah,
And I feel
but
like, why isn't he?
the root issue, what it sounds like, is you want to get married and he doesn't. You guys have a values misalignment. Is that right?
Okay. I mean, in every other way, we've spoken about values so much, as in, like, I'll be like, what do you want? What do you know? And we pretty much are like neck and neck perfect along those, like our morals and everything are in line. So we're really happy in that way. It's just that I think that it's nice to have that tradition of being married. And he's like, I don't want to conform. I'm against conformity. I want to dress like a woman. That's against conforming. Like, I'm okay with a bit of rebellion myself.
Okay, then
But
I think the question
yeah,
I'd ask you is, are you okay being in a non-married relationship with a man who dresses like a woman?
that is the big one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to. And I've been thinking about it for a long time. I think I'd be okay if we were married.
Okay. Okay. So
But
it's back to the marriage. So the how he dresses is not an issue for you. It's whether or not you guys get married or not.
if that's a way for him to get away from the porn addiction and to be more comfortable and happy with me, then I'm okay with that. But I want him to have that same compassion with me.
Okay.
Like I will do anything, and I love him so much, and I will work through anything that comes our way within reason. But I feel like he won't, I suppose. Like,
So,
what do you?
I'm wondering,
Yeah,
do you think that he really accepts you for who you are?
I don't. That's a good question. That is a very good question. For the most part, yes, but other times no, because I've been quite poorly. I've got diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder in 2019, so I've not been my tip-top shape, my best. I've put on a lot of weight because of the illness. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've not been able to be who I want to be. So maybe I'm not okay with who I am either. So how can I expect someone else to?
That's a beautiful insight,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you for helping me come to that question.
Yeah. Yeah. So oftentimes, porn is like the presenting topic or issue. And we think it's like, oh,
Mm.
there's this porn thing, which is valid, right? There is that issue. But there's always
It
something beneath the
starts that
surface
way.
that it's pointing towards, right? And so now we have this question of,
Mm.
you want to be married, he doesn't. You, it sounds like, really accept him for who he is, and you're questioning, does he accept you for who you are? But maybe more importantly, do you accept you for who you are?
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't like who I am right now. I want to be healthy and better, and I'm working on it with the doctors. But it's dragging out. Like I said, 2019 till now, and I've still not got the answers I'm after. So it's definitely taken a while.
Yeah.
It's something I've got to work on. So do you think that a lot of this self peace of mind, the problem of me wanting to be married, I mean, he knows and I know that I put a lot of my own personal value into being married. I don't think that I'm like worthy of being married, like until he does. Like, it's almost like I'm waiting for him to validate me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's a great insight. It's a great awareness, right? That you're waiting for him to validate you. And so the question would be, this isn't an easy question, right? But when will you start validating you?
When I feel better, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, how can you start when you don't when there's something that's out of your control to fix.
Well, you can't change another person or a situation. You can only change yourself.
Okay.
You can never change another person or
So
a situation. You can be a contribution
yes,
to change.
he's told me.
Yeah. So you're always forced to point back at yourself. There's a great book by the Austrian doctor Viktor Frankl, who wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. He wrote a lot about this.
Again, I'll screenshot that. If
When
you
we are
put
no
it up.
longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves.
It's a deep conversation considering the topic, but you're right. It is the stuff that's at the surface, and when you pull back the rug, you find out what's really under there.
Exactly. Yeah. So, again, that's why I will always point back to what are you wanting? What are you wanting? You want to be married, it sounds like. You want a man who will, in one way, honor you by marrying you. And I'm not sure that you believe that that's possible for you. Do you believe that that's possible for you?
I think that he has the potential in him, and I'm seeing it more in our relationship this last year compared to, like I said, when it first came out and he was hiding things from me. Since being honest, we have been like so good.
Mm-hmm.
As bizarre as it is.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
So I just
honesty is
felt
great,
like,
right?
yeah, I just felt like what had been holding him back to still not think, because I hear so many men say, "Oh, I just knew she was the one, and I had to marry her." Oh, I just knew I had to put the. And I'm thinking, why does he not know? But he says that it's not for me to take personal. He doesn't believe in marriage itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a medieval thing. It's to do with like marrying in houses. He says today it just is not financially feasible for men. Like it's puts them at risk of losing money and all things like that. And it's like, what's the point? If I do all of that without the paper, what does it matter?
Well, it matters because it's important to you. That's one reason why it matters. And just like for you, the presenting issue here was his porn use, I would want to dig beneath the surface on his views on marriage and what he really believes beneath the surface, like way beneath the surface. But I'm not talking to him. I'm
He
talking to you.
believes that when you're married, you can't be happy. It's from his
Yeah.
own upbringing. His parents
Right,
were
so
together
that's-
for like 12 years in separate rooms, but it was all a facade to the outside world.
Yeah. 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 So that's, again, something to be explored. Right. Now, whether you guys ever see 100% eye to eye on what marriage is and whether you guys enter into marriage, who knows if you'll have resolution to that. But being curious with one another is very helpful, right? Just being curious. Okay, well, where did these views start? Why do you hold them that way? And can you guys come to some sort of place where you do feel good about it? Because I would imagine marriage has something to do with safety for you. Is that fair?
Yeah. I feel like it's just a societal thing that females have been brought up with. I mean, just look at Disney and Cinderella at the end, she goes off in the carriage like happy ever after. And I'm thinking, well, where's my happy ever after?
Yeah.
But, like,
and
it's not that black and white.
Right. It's commitment. It's saying I'm committed to you forever, period. At least it should.
Yeah. I mean, he is committed. He literally goes to work. He's back at the same time every day. He has the same sandwiches every day that I like to make for him. We're happy with that routine. He's not stale. We have a great bedroom life, if I can say that.
So what would change
happy.
for you? What would change for you if you had the piece of paper?
I would. It must be that security. It must be that he's legally tied to me. He can't leave. I've got abandonment issues myself, of course.
Yeah, so you would feel
But again, it's
an increased level of security in the relationship if you had that legal representation of marriage.
yeah, but again, he's pointed out to me before, like if someone's going to cheat, they're going to cheat, married or not.
Right. Which is true.
Which is, and I think, well, I wouldn't if I was married. But he obviously doesn't see marriage as any different. He's like, if I'm doing all of that but without the document.
Yeah. Well, look,
Yeah.
I appreciate you chatting, and again, there might be something for you to explore there, right?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on and letting me talk about this. And I've really enjoyed hearing your opinion, especially coming to the realization that I need to start looking inward before I can have him start to accept. Like if I'm there saying, oh, why aren't you marrying me? But I'm like, put on weight and not my best. Like, do you want to marry yourself? Not really. So like maybe I need to look inward a bit, change myself. And then once I start, because I don't like myself yet. I feel like I've not reached my potential yet, which I hope many people feel that way too. We all hope that the best is still yet to come.
Absolutely. That's a very normal human feeling, which is great, right?
So
we should want to
thank
be
you.
continually striving to do better and to live into more. So, but yeah, thanks for chatting. Nice chatting with you.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for being here, everybody. By the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with unwanted sexual behavior such as porn or sex addiction, and women dealing with betrayal trauma, the trauma that's experienced after a betrayal. And if you guys wouldn't mind following my backup account, I'd appreciate that. It's this one right here. Will you follow me? Hello. I want to get that up to 1,000. And until next time, bro, I gifted you with $20 worth of stuff to get in. No, you didn't. You gave 165 coins, which might be worth $1 in TikTok money. So, but next time. Anyways, if you guys are interested in that, you can schedule a call using the link in my bio or join one of my groups. And if not, catch me on a live next time. We'll see ya. And I have to say, make it a great day or not. The choice is always yours. Bye-bye.